Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next spooky one shot. Thank you for joining us for our holiday one shot season, where we bring in a bunch of new GMs, play a bunch of new games, and see new and interesting ways to get scared. And thankfully, our friend Carl is here to help us with that tonight. Carl, tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce the game we'll be playing.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Carl. I am a longtime GM, flit from game to game, kind of getting interested in things. I became aware of Old Gods of Appalachia actually through their Kickstarter, and then ended up falling in love with the podcast. Um, I can normally be found over on Symphony Entertainment. I help a lot with some of their digital assets, and I've been running a fair amount of their games on stream. And the game system we're going to be using today is the Cypher system. Um, in general, it does a couple of different things really well. But one of the things that I find really compelling about it is it's all player facing. I'm not touching a dice tonight. I don't have to do anything other than present the situation and make people roll. Um, I like it because it puts a lot of both narrative and mechanical power in the hands of the players. The basic mechanic is fairly familiar. It's rolling. It's just rolling a d20. You're looking at different difficulty levels, which the target number you're trying to hit on that d20 is 3 times whatever the difficulty level is. So, for example, the difficulty level I use the most is a difficulty 3. So the target number you're looking for usually is 9 or higher. Difficulty levels go from 0, which is a trivial action that you can do without without worrying about it, all the way up to 10, which those of you who are mathematically astute may note that 30 is the target number you're trying to hit on your 20-sided die. So how do you do that? Basically, rather than giving you a +2 bonus or something like that, being proficient and trained in a skill and having an advantage or having an asset on something, rather than giving you a bonus, reduces the difficulty your specific character is trying to hit. So the idea is that in this game, this task is a difficulty number 9 to hit. For, let's say, Alex's character, he might be trained and have a particularly good set of tools for it. So for him, it'd be a 7. Still possible by rolling a 20, but still very difficult. In this game, you can also do things like spend points from your various pools. You have 3 pools that make up kind of the core of your character. You've got speed, might, and intellect. They're fairly self-explanatory. The only hitch that I run into is that might is both like fortitude and physical strength, and intellect is both knowledge and ability to talk to people. One of the things you can do in this game is spend points from those pools to also further reduce the target numbers. You have to spend 3 full points in order to reduce it by 1 level. So let's say in that situation, Alex wanted to do that, and he wanted to bring it down 2 levels. He would spend 6 points from his intellect pool, just assuming he's like lockpicking or something. And that would bring it down from a 21 to a 15. Now suddenly he's in the realm of a decent possibility, or at least rollable on the d20. There's also something in this game called edge. You can have edge in your speed, your might, and your intellect. Every time you go to spend from that pool, that's basically like armor for what you have to spend. So if Alex had a point of edge in that, he would only need to spend 5 points to get 6 points worth of effect out of that. Apologies, a little bit of a head fog tonight. So that's the basics of it. There are the characters that are here are tier 2, so they're a little bit more advanced than starting characters, but I wanted to give them a little bit to play with. And they all have different abilities and things like that will help out. We'll get into how combat works when we actually get into one. I'm sorry, if we get into one. And that's the basics of it for right now. So I'm just going to try and kind of hit the ground running, let you guys learn. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And in general, we do there's nothing in here that's beyond like a PG-13 level. But if for whatever reason you guys get uncomfortable with something, I tend to like the red, yellow, or the red, yellow, green method. So if something's just like really bugging you, just say red, I'll close the scene and we'll move on. Yellow is, hey, I'm not overly comfortable, maybe tone it down a little bit. And green is fine. If we hit something particularly disturbing, I don't think there's anything in this, but just on the off chance that we run into something or I trip over something that people don't like. So
no teeth
that
stuff.
what's up?
No teeth stuff. It won't be.
Yeah. No. So yeah, sorry, that was a little bit long-winded, but that's kind of the 3-minute primer on Cypher System. Again, if you guys have any questions about how your abilities work, all of your characters. Oh, one other thing. The core of this system is called the Cypher System. At the core of this is something called ciphers, which are basically like really small. You'd call them, like in a fantasy game, you'd call them like scrolls or potions and like little one-shot magic items. In this one, they're kind of the same thing, but they're very much what the universe calls granny magic, where like, if you put this particular creature's foot in a leather bag for 3 days out in the moonlight, it will do this particular thing. So all of you already have ciphers assigned to your character. Normally during a game, you'll use a cipher and you'll shortly afterwards find another cipher. I'm not doing that for this one just because it's a D100 table. It would be very difficult to to keep that engine going in the middle of a game. But they are yours. They do not count as magic for the purposes of like using things. They're stuff anybody can use. So even if your character is like a warrior type or somebody who has no idea what they're looking at when they're looking at a ley line, you can still use a cipher. And that is it.
Awesome. Well, players, let's all introduce ourselves. Tell the audience a little bit about the character we're playing, and then we'll dive into the action. So I'm Alex. I will be playing the role of Carolina Slim, a wandering minstrel of the new day, here to spread joy and music wherever I go, into the hollers. And I'll pass it over to Liz. Tell us a little bit about herself and a little bit about the character she's playing.
Hi, I'm Liz. I am playing Saoirse, the Hedge Witch, and I am here to wreak havoc with my magic. No, I'm just kidding. I am here to make sure that magic does what it's supposed to. And I'm going to pass it to Galen.
I'm not muted. Okay. Hi, I'm Galen Llewellyn. I am playing Stitch, also known as Remy Waterbrook. I had to find where I wrote that. Is his birth name. I'm the Railroader, a scrappy protector who becomes the Beast. And I am going to just be surviving because this is going to be just a bad day, Tuesday. I'm going to give it to Wiki.
I'm Wiki. I live here. Tonight I will be playing Laddie the Hound. Yes. That means I'm going to be playing a dog. A very large Irish Wolfhound. Salt and pepper Irish Wolfhound. He's here for belly rubs and bacon bits, and he's all out of bacon bits. So
Nice.
Well,
And Carl will play everybody else.
that's true.
Yep. That is true. All right. So let's just hit the ground running. I'm sorry, Alex, unless you have any other announcements to do first.
No, we're good to go.
Cool. All right. So it is early October 1923. The four of you, as well as five other people, have taken to becoming kind of the unofficial protectors of a town called Pine Grove out in West Virginia, right along one of the rivers out there. You are all Pine Grove has sort of a weird feeling to it. It's got the occasional supernatural event going on. It's in your travels and in your upbringing, you guys have sort of figured out that there's sort of like a connection here. There's something going on here with the town. It's a town that's fairly large. It's about 20,000 people. And it used to be a very active mining town until about 3 years ago when the mine dried up. And things got pretty dire for a little while until recently they discovered in the hills kind of across the way, a couple miles away from the old mine, they discovered a new vein. So they managed to open up a new mine, and so far that seems to be going well enough. So well that they're even talking about potentially adding a railroad out here, and they've started construction on the actual railroad out to this area, which would be huge for the town if it actually gets all the way out there. But you guys have spent the last year or so kind of connecting with one another. You've all realized that you're kind of a little bit more clued in than your average person. And you've taken to dealing with, the occasional like creature in the woods, or, driving off the occasional cryptid, placating a couple of things. Nothing major, but enough to like keep you guys meeting and talking about the odd things that happen in town. So you're there on this fairly nice afternoon. You've met for lunch at one of the local diners, and you've been just sort of chit-chatting, going back and forth, kind of reconnecting with each other. When I'd like everyone to make a perception check. You should see it on your character sheets. For reference, when I call for a check, unless I specify a different difficulty, just assume I'm calling for a difficulty 3.
Awesome. So that should be in our skills.
Yes. So if you're trained in perception, it should be in your skills. If not, perception is intellect based.
Okay. So we click intellect.
We adding effort?
You don't have to. Effort will spend from your pool. Just keep in mind that your various pools are also your health. But there is a inborn recovery mechanic, and several of the characters that you guys picked, I think, help people with more recoveries or more effective recoveries.
Mm-hmm.
And you said our difficulty is 3 usually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. There you go.
Okay, and then be an intellect roll.
Okay.
Got a
Oh,
19.
it's been 5
Fine,
minutes since
I
I
don't
used
notice
roll 20. Yeah. If you wouldn't mind just explaining real quick on
Oh, of course.
rolling through roll 20 real quick.
Sure. So you are the railroader.
Yes.
So you're not trained in that. So there's a little D20 roll next to intellect. So a lot of the Cypher System character sheet's really
Yes.
good. A lot of it's just live links. So if you click to roll and then select your difficulty,
Got
and
it. then effort.
Yep.
At 0. I won't try right now.
Okay. All right. So you got success. Okay. So you're a little bit distracted. Laddie, the first thing you notice is there's like an acrid burning wood smell on the air. Like there's people do burn pits, people do all sorts of ways to get rid of trash around here, but you don't usually smell that like in close to the center of town like you are. Let's see. Slim and Stitch, right about the same time Laddie alerts to that, you also start to see kind of over one of the nearby houses, the first like little curl of some black smoke coming from roughly the center of town. Seems like there is a fire happening somewhere nearby.
I don't look good.
Yeah, we should jump up and go take a look at
Okay.
that. Sarah, there's a fire. I'll point.
What? What?
All right. So
And
you guys
take off and go summon the bucket brigade.
sounds good. The what?
The bucket brigade. The people who get
the buckets.
Everybody gets a bucket. You take it to the well. You dump on the fire.
I mean, it's 1923. Fire departments exist.
Yeah.
Not in Appalachia.
Not in Pine Grove.
Not here though.
Yes, but the bucket brigade is the fire department.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So you guys take off. It takes you a couple minutes to get to the source of the fire. It is actually coming from one of the main squares of town. So what you can actually see is there are a couple of people kind of piling out of the newly built union representative office. The union office got built like less than 6 months ago. It's one of the newest buildings in the center of town. And it looks like right now it's currently very on fire. And there's a couple people coughing. And Laddie, you rolled really well, so you can also smell that there's still people inside.
I will begin barking and sort of running around and running up to like the door and turning around and looking at everybody and barking.
What's that, Laddie? Is the union boss stuck in the well?
Well, the door is open, and you can kind of see there's a couple of beams that have fallen down, and behind them, like sort of towards the back, kind of trying to take shelter behind some overturned tables. Looks like there's 3 of the workers who were there, as well as excuse me, as well as Margaret O'Connor, who's one of the main helpers on the union area, on the union board. It seems like the 2 workers are barely conscious. Seems like Maggie got hit by some of the falling lumber, though she's kind of laboring. And actually, you can see in the middle of the floor, there is somebody in one of the mining outfits who seems to have like collapsed in the middle of the ground.
Laddie and Stitch, do you guys think you get headed and try to get anybody else who's stuck in there? And Saoirse and I can tend to the folks out here who look like they're hurt?
Of course.
Laddie will immediately go into the building on fire and see if he can grab onto the miner,
Okay.
like clothing or something, and start.
Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to write a song about that hero dog.
Go ahead and give me a might check. Yes.
Great might then. Oop. I think I will add effort to this one. Just one. Just see if it helps.
Whoa. Okay.
It helped.
Those of you following at home, they rolled a crit. So Okay. So so when you roll a crit in this, if you're in a fight, you generally just do bonus damage. But since this is a narrative moment, you get to choose a major effect. What would you like to do? So like basically you're going to be able to effortlessly pull this guy out.
Okay. Perhaps as I move him, it'll dislodge one of the falling beams, making it easier for the other people to get out.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. That's great. So you pull him out the door, and you're like you just sort of jumped into action. So you started dragging him out the door, and you realize that like as you're doing so, your jaws are hot. Like you can feel like there's like an immense amount of heat coming off of this body. Um, uh, you rolled really well, so I'm not gonna hit you with any damage, but like you managed to kind of drag him free quickly and then let him go. But even as the two of you who are outside see Laddie dart in and dart back out with dragging a body, you can see like heat haze coming off of this miner.
Well, I'm not gonna just let a dog outshine me at all. So I'm gonna run in and try to pull out another person, whoever seems closest.
Okay.
So, would it also be just a general might?
So you can do might if you're trying to dart in. You can make it speed.
Ooh, I could make it speed. But I also know how to leverage risk. So
That's
is there a
true.
way that I could do leveraging risk and just being smart about it since a dog just did it?
Yes. Yeah. So you can go with leveraging risk. So basically, rather than darting in there right now, like waiting a moment or two and like choosing your moment to actually get in there.
I would love to do that.
Sure. Go ahead.
And difficult 3.
Yep.
And I, since that is intellect, am going to use some effort.
Nice.
Well, all right, roll 20.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you can, with the assistance given to you by Laddie, kind of making the area a little bit easier to get through. You can actually get in there and usher the two who are still semi-conscious out, while also picking up Maggie and getting her out safely. Because you leveraged risk, you do manage to do this just a couple of seconds before one of the main overhead beams collapses again. But you are like stepping through the door in a cool guys don't look at explosions moment.
Right. Not even a cough.
Nope. Let's see. So the two of you who stayed outside, what would you like to do while this is happening? This is going to take a minute or two for them to rescue the people inside.
I want to try to help get the bucket brigade organized, but I see the
Okay.
guy with the mirage, like the heat waves coming off of him, and I'll sort of gesture at Saoirse like, that might be more our thing. If you want to take a look at that while I get these guys going.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that guy, see like if he has injuries that I can possibly treat.
Sure. Let's see. Saoirse,
Would
I
that be
think you have.
Would an understanding magic check be helpful to that too?
Yes, that would be understanding magic, a natural world, herbalism, any kind of medical stuff.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Let's do natural world first.
Okay.
Identify Miraggio the clown.
And what was the effort to roll?
So effort is basically spending points from whatever pool. In this case, it'd be intellect, which you have in abundance. But yeah, you basically spend points from your pool, kind of in a meta way, like tiring yourself out to make this current task easier.
Oh,
And you
okay.
don't have to spend it unless you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will do 0 effort. Let's see. Yay!
Okay.
Nice.
So this man is so there's a couple things that you notice as you approach the miner. They're face down, and the dirt around, like it's October. It's been raining a fair bit and that sort of thing. The dirt around him is now like dry, like it's the middle of summer.
Ooh.
And it maybe when you're about 5 feet away from him, you can feel the heat coming off of him. Like it's almost like being close to a bonfire. To the point where, like, as you get close, like the closer you get to his skin, it almost feels like you're about to put your hand in a fire. You would note that that's not natural at all. Especially because there's no open flame. Like he's not on fire, he's just giving off heat as if he were.
Something ain't right with that feller is the correct vernacular. Carl, I assume pleasant social interaction won't help me organize the bucket brigade.
I will let that fly for now, because like it's not a pleasant moment, but like I feel like the crooner would be pleasant about it.
Yeah. I've got solving puzzles and riddles too, if you think that would be more appropriate.
Whichever one you'd like to roll. I think that would be because like I could see putting the fire out quickly being a puzzle to solve.
Yeah, I'll do pleasant social interaction.
Okay.
I got a total of a 9, which Roll20 says is a success.
It is. Yep. Cool. So yeah, it'll take you a couple minutes, but like you manage to turn a lot of the people who are like milling around and pointing and discussing.
Hey, you in the plaid shirt, go get a bucket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of and like 40 people go to get a bucket.
Now some of you come back with water in it. Damn
it. So yeah, you can set up a bucket brigade. It'll start getting the fire under control. Doesn't seem like it was in danger of spreading to some of the nearby things. Like I said, the union office was one of the newer buildings, so it was kind of set away from the rest of the old growth of the town. But it'll take you about the same amount of time. But yeah, you'll get the bucket brigade going to the point where they're going to be able to put out the fire in about 15-20 minutes. So it's just the union office is going to be affected by it.
Yeah, and I'm doing my absolute best to do as little work as possible.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
I'm delegating; it's one of my skills.
Let's see. So, Sorsha,
yes,
you're close enough. This has definitely crossed the boundary into some kind of magic. So if you'd like to make an understanding magic roll or something else that you might have that's appropriate, feel free.
I guess I understand magic really well.
You do, yeah. That character is specialized in it, so she drops everything by
Gotcha.
2 degrees. So you are you're looking at this, and you sort of like you don't really have like a second sight kind of deal, but you do have like hunches and intuitions, things like that. And it kind of comes to you that like this miner is on fire, but it's not his physical body. His soul is on fire.
Oh no.
That seems fun.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Have I seen that before then?
You've never personally encountered anything like this. you're not sure, you're not even necessarily sure what might have caused this. Well, actually, I'll take that back. It could have been like a very powerful hex or curse of some kind, but like to set someone's soul on fire, you're talking about like a creature of the inner or outer dark. Like there's, and for those of you at home and who don't quite know, there's different levels of magic and there's different opposing forces in the world. There's the granny magic, which is the ciphers, magic, which is what Sorsha does. And then there's like the things beyond, where there's the inner dark, which are the things trapped beneath the mountains, the outer dark, which are the things that wait beyond. And then there's the green, which is the natural world, but don't mistake that for being nice.
Perfect.
Of course.
Do any of us know what remedy for soul is on fire?
uh
Make right with your Lord and Savior. I don't know what's the answer to that.
Well, Sorsha has a number of magical abilities. She's got the ability to alleviate some, she can do some hedge magic. I mean, he doesn't appear to be near anything flammable right now, so you could theoretically just let him burn out. You're not sure how long that would take, but
Yeah. Mm, well, so he's unconscious, right?
at the minimum, he might be dead. You're not quite sure. You haven't actually like turned him over.
I was just looking at my different special abilities like alleviate, charmed touch, and quick bind or restful presence. So I just didn't know like what the differences were for those.
Gotcha. So alleviate is you can use your skills, knowledge, and any items you have at hand to attempt to cancel or cure one malady. So actually that would probably work. So it would just be a matter of like kind of what would Sorsha's gut reaction to this be to try and put this guy's soul out.
Yeah. I guess if he's dead, like, well, I don't know. uh yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Because I mean it's your soul. It's not just, your physical body. And who knows where they go after this, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's not send him to the afterlife on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
You're supposed to do that when you get there, not beforehand.
So yeah, you can give me a using magic roll, but just give me like kind of a little vibe about like what she's doing to try and put this person out.
So she's trying to find like the point of origin, I guess. And just kind of trying to find the point of origin, but also trying to like cool from there out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Mind's eye
Yeah.
magic, like imagining the fire and leading to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So almost like, it's kind of like that spiritual kind of thing. Like she doesn't actually like touch him, but kind of like not an astral projection, but kind of just reaching out with her third eye to touch his soul to cool him down.
Okay, nice. I like that. So yeah, go ahead and give me a using magic roll.
I did.
Oh,
And
okay.
I succeeded.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you do this, you sort of pull in different strands of like you pull in like the idea of rain and the idea of a brook and things like that. And you can feel the heat kind of dissipate as you get closer and closer. And eventually it will go out and you'll be able to like touch him again. He's still like warm to the touch, but it's more feverish than supernaturally warm.
Gotcha.
And it looks like he's it looks like he's in a he looks like he does have a pulse. He's alive, but he's in probably a very deep coma.
Ah. Cool. We should probably get him to somebody, like not on the ground anymore.
The Sawbones, their doctor.
Yeah, there are two doctors who live in town. You can take him to Dr. Simmons. He's the closest one.
Yeah, because I don't want to do too much.
Yeah, you there in the plaid shirt. Go get us a stretcher. I'm gonna mosey up to Maggie. Is it Maggie or Margaret?
Margaret, Maggie to her friends.
Well, I'm everybody's friend, so. Hey, Maggie, what happened?
Hey, Slim.
Cigarette? I'll offer her a light. Then I realize that maybe that's bad taste, and I'll put it away.
She'll sort of rub the back of her head. She seems a little groggy, but she's kind of coming around. Hank there came into the office and he kept mumbling about needing help, and he fell down and stuff just caught. All the paint and things like that we put on a couple weeks ago just went up like that. It got into it kind of raced across the floor, got into some of the literature we were printing up, and the whole building just went up.
What was the literature for?
It was, general purpose, workers' rights issues and things like that. We got the union officially recognized by the mining company, but we're still working on hashing out an agreement. Though we got him running scared after Blair Mountain last month, but
what happened on Blair Mountain?
You definitely would have known, unless you were traveling. It was the largest mining rights, actual physical conflict.
Yeah, that was the machine gun nest, and the Air Force came in and dropped bombs on people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stitch will be like, remember, it was that time,
Turns
it was that time last week.
Yeah. Turns out when you have 100,000 former soldiers who become miners, you should probably treat them well.
What a concept. So you were printing up a bunch of literature, and he came in and set the whole place on fire with just like himself.
I mean, you could see it she'll look over at the union office. Probably that's like part of the ceiling collapses. But he didn't have anything, he didn't throw anything or anything like that. He just fell down, and everything seemed to catch all at once. It happened so fast. We had to get the people in the front out, and I got knocked on the head.
And Hank was meant to be in here?
Yeah, I mean, Hank's one of the people who helped us write up the literature. He was there on the front lines with us. He's been a good union man for years. And he's one of the supervisors down at the mine.
Has he gone anywhere recently?
Say that again? I didn't.
Has he gone anywhere recently? Been anywhere weird?
I don't think so.
Just working in the mine.
But then again, I don't know. I mean, maybe his boss over there would know. I know he's a shift supervisor, but maybe the foreman or one of the guys who organizes things there might be able to tell you.
That guy got a name?
Yeah, Benny Jenkins.
Oh, thanks, Maggie. I'll get my get my people on it. We'll go take a look, see what's going on. Do you need anything? You need water?
Ooh. Some whiskey and about a week of sleep.
I can help you with one of those things. I'm not good at the other one.
Fair enough. But no, thank you. I mean, we'll have to build the whole damn thing again, but at least we can now.
And I will step out of the light and let somebody else go take a seat.
Cool.
I am muted because I was trying not to chew in your mouth, in your ears. As Slim's walking away, I will start to get, because I'm right there. I just pulled her out and was checking on her,
Mhm.
like leaning close and kind of hush tone. So he fell and he just fire just happened. I mean, you think maybe he was soaked in something, or did it just feel like the fire came out of nowhere?
I mean, kind of felt like the fire came out of nowhere. Then again, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
paying too close attention. I mean, I knew Hank. He came in. I said hi, and he said something about help, and then the fire started. Almost seemed almost everywhere at once.
Mm-hmm. So as like a setting thing for our personal knowledge, is this a no one knows that like weird things are about, or is this like 80s Goonies kids like since I know I'm special, obviously I can think other things are special.
So there's a little bit of what you guys have realized is that when weird things happen in this town, you've got like a 12 to 24-hour window before something closes most people off from the possibility of the supernatural. So you've got like they'll remember these details, and
Mm-hmm.
in a day or two, like Maggie will remember that there was fire, she got hurt, Hank got hurt. She's not going to remember that like he fell down, he didn't appear to be on fire, and everything around him spontaneously combusted.
Right.
The 9 of you, like the 4 of you and the other 5 who are usually out and about town with you, are about the only people who seem able to remember past like that 48-hour window.
Okay. So it probably we would know, or we would have been talking with each other, and like they would know things about me and I would probably know things about them.
Yes. Yeah. So like you guys, it's up to you how much you want to have shared with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But you can kind of have an awareness of what the other people can do and that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll press her, I guess, a little bit harder on. So it just all lit up. I mean, of course, the paper seems to go up pretty fast, but did you notice anything else seem to catch fast? Like since you say it, it's all around you.
Go ahead and give me a for you it'd probably be an intellect check.
Yep.
Just try and help her piece together some extra details. Nice. She'll think for a minute or two and go, yeah, he wasn't on second thought. So it happened that way. He wasn't asking for help. He wasn't saying help me. He was saying help us.
Ooh. Um, Us? You mean like the union, or you think maybe he was talking about a different us?
I'm not sure, but he seemed kind of desperate. But then the fire kicked off, and I wasn't really paying too close attention to him after that.
Well, of course, of course. You had stuff flying in your face. Well, I'll try to help I mean, is there anyone else in the fire, or is that just about everybody?
No, everyone's out of the fire. The
Okay.
bucket brigade's getting it under control. Sorsha seems to be tending to Hank.
Right.
Things are kind of calming down a bit.
Then I'll look over to the hound. Go. You want to go hunting? And I think maybe both of us start seeing if there's evidence. I guess I'll fill you in on the way like around the building, but like I think there may have been more than one, not just the guy who lit up.
Laddie will go over to I forget what his name is, the guy whose soul was on fire. And
Hank.
yes. we'll go over to Hank Hill and give him a little sniffle. Try to get a scent from him to follow.
Cool.
Figure out where he came from.
Yeah. Okay. You can do that. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, the scent is not hard to pick up on. The whole burning soul thing smells very. That's sort of you realizing that's what you smelled even from that far away. Like it's got. I mean, you smelled wood. You know, wood is fine. Even burning like paint and stuff like that. But this just didn't smell right. This didn't smell pleasant. So
Cedar dipped in tar.
Yeah. Yeah, or like if you've ever smelled like wood that's like already rotten through, like that kind of thing. So yeah, but you can get a good whiff and do that. So what are you guys trying to do?
I guess I am thinking tracking. So with you sniffing and getting a good lead, then I'm trying to see if I have anything that I can actually do, because I can do stuff, but it ain't gonna be helpful.
I do actually have a scent special ability and tracking. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a way
it's-
aiding if I can.
Okay.
It's possible that I am a hunting dog.
Okay, so yeah, the scent that gives you an asset, which is also something that reduces a difficulty by 1. So
Awesome.
functionally, if I remember your character correctly, you're going to be you're specialized in perception and tracking, and you have this asset, which basically means you don't even need to roll because the difficulty's been reduced to 0 for you to do this tracking. So you sniff around a little bit. You guys are clearly going to go off and track. I assume you guys are going to tell tell Sorsha and Slim that you're heading off in search of something.
Galen, you're still on mute. There you go.
Still on mute, making sure I don't tune your ears. But yeah, to like, I'll start and then like, Saoirse, Slim, we're gonna look around here, maybe for more people like this guy.
Probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we think any of us should hang out with Hank and make sure he doesn't set the doctor's office on fire?
He's okay.
Sorsha, yeah, Sorsha would be very confident that he's okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
that's what you got attendees for, right?
So yeah, you
Well,
can
get out there in them hollers and go find some trouble.
so so Laddie will bound off. And let's see. Yeah, Laddie will bound off. Stitch, you're about the only person in the group who can normally keep up with him. The only other person is the hunter who is not here right now. But so Laddie, you will sort of wind your way through the streets of the town, coming to one of the big stone churches on the edge of the town. And you can go and you can see that like the storm doors on the side, they've been kind of thrown open, and you can sort of smell that burning smell coming from the cellar.
Thank you for the follow, Bomb MM. Bump MM. Hope you're
Bump.
enjoying the stream. Bump. Bump is a great name.
So I will give a few really loud barks, kind of turn in a circle, check to make sure that Stitch is behind me, and then head down the stairs.
Okay. Down underneath the cellar. So this is sort of an unfinished cellar, more of like a storm drain, a storm area. There isn't much down here. There's some old tools and things like that, but it's like a very pleasant, loamy earth smell beneath here. But you can see over in the corner, kind of curled up against the stone, which is kind of blackened around him, is another miner who's sort of curled up into the fetal position.
I'll run over to him. Hey, you okay?
It looks like he is sort of like curled up protectively, or like trying to press himself onto the stone. You put your hand down, and he just kind of crumbles into like light ash that kind of billows up into the air.
He ain't okay.
No.
I didn't know you were a PhD there, Stitch.
No, I know
he
when
ain't okay.
He ain't okay. Well, at least he answered your question before he left.
That's true.
Yeah. We love
Well,
non-auditory cues.
if I were a gambling man, which I am, I would say that with ash comes fire, with fire comes ash, so we're going in the right direction, unfortunately.
Yep. And
Any items or anything left behind? Or is it just like everything about him goes away?
like, so he will kind of, disintegrate into ash. His clothes go away as well. But interestingly, he has like a couple of personal effects on him. He's got like a pocket knife and a little flask, and the swipe in, swipe out tags from the mine.
I'll grab those.
And they're blackened, but they don't. They're blackened, but they're still recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute you bring that up and take a look at Hank, you would also find that those are like in his pocket.
Okay. I'll grab the tags then. I got enough knives.
Okay.
Carl, when we get there, is it apparent that this happened down here, or maybe the miners crawled down here after whatever happened to them, or
You don't, yeah, like taking a look around, you don't think
does it look like a place that cult would happen?
I mean, yeah, but not like, yes, it looks like you could definitely have like a cult gathering down here. but you don't think that's what happened here. Like it looks like he, well, actually, let's see. Give me a,
I'm
you
trained
know
in
what?
understanding magic.
Yeah, give me either an understanding magic or a solving puzzles and riddles.
No, I'll do a solving puzzles and riddles. Difficulty 3.
Yeah,
16. Success.
nice. Okay. So you're looking around. This you know this miner as Jake McKinley. Like you're a personable person. Jake is like you've met a lot of these people before. It's hard not to, especially when you're the traveling crooner. People ask for a lot of stories. You end up getting a lot of free drinks.
Was Hank's last name McKinley too, or am I making that up?
Thompson.
Thompson. Okay.
Yeah. No, Jake McKinley is who this guy is. And Jake, you remember being a nice guy, but a little reserved, but also very religious. Like he's constantly coming to actually this church, the First Presbyterian Church of Pine Grove, like at least 3 times a week. And you kind of put together the idea that like Hank was a union man, Jake was a religious man. They both went to places they thought would help them. So maybe they weren't all there, or maybe they were not quite rational, and they were kind of instinctually looking for help.
Interesting. I will share that information with the group. What does this cellar look like it's usually for?
Usually just for tool storage, occasional, like occasionally taking, broken pews from upstairs or things that need maintenance. In the wintertime, like, in a couple of weeks, some of the farmers who don't have full storage of their own will sort of tithe to the church, and in exchange for being able to store a lot of grain and produce down here over the winter. It's kind of just a general purpose cellar. It's not really normally used for any one particular thing.
Interesting. Saoirse, can you see anything weird or hokey in here?
I bet there might be some magical influence if they were going to a place of comfort. Faith does a lot.
It do.
Oh, leather seats and
I think you're if you're talking, Liz, you're muted.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
She's been having some bandwidth trouble, so she might actually not be there. I'm asking.
That's fair.
Or she's still ticked off.
Okay.
Oh, dang. She's clearly stunned by how much magical influence is here.
Big fire.
Come.
Well.
So yeah. And you guys would know kind of the general.
Liz is back.
Okay. She's there.
Sorry. Like every 3 minutes, it like closes Zoom and then it opens back up.
No problem. Did you hear what we were talking about, or?
I heard that we went to a cellar and there was somebody who turned to ash.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, no.
Okay, and they were hoping you might be able to investigate it using magical shenanigans.
Sure, I can do that. Use magic or understanding magic?
So understanding magic would probably be most appropriate in this.
Okay.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I rolled twice. Why did you do
Uh,
that?
Sometimes
The
Roll20 is
last
like that.
oh yeah, Roll20 occasionally does that. Sometimes it's a fairly complicated macro that actually does it, so it probably just glitched out halfway through. But the
Oh,
bottom
okay.
one is a success, so you're good.
Okay.
So yes, you kind of put together the same thing that that Slim was kind of thinking along. Um, that whatever happened to them, wherever happened, basically drove their reason out and caused them to go looking for a place they thought would be comforting or comforting or be able to help them. And you get the feeling, and you can also feel that there's a, like, now that you've seen two of them, you can also get this feeling that there's a third one kind of mixed up in this as well.
Hmm. So not just the one that the Hank that I healed upstairs, the one that turned to ash down here,
Yep.
and then there's a third one that I'm feeling.
Yeah, you're feeling like there's sort of like a feeling of like there's like a rule of three feeling that you have where there's like
Mm,
this doesn't make sense unless it like magic of this tends to come in like significant numbers. It doesn't
right.
really make sense that two people would be affected, but three actually would close the loop and like make it feel right is kind of how you're
Gotcha.
really thinking about it.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna relay that to everybody else.
Okay.
um
So there
is
might be
there a
one more
way?
person already dead,
Yeah.
or it's getting ready to set another fire.
So is there a way maybe to just based on what we know about these two guys in general, like see what common denominators there and if maybe there's a third one that connects as well?
Well, so yeah, you'd know that they're both miners.
Both
Um,
minors.
they're both miners. They both work at the new mine. They were both found with their in-out tags on them.
Now tags.
Which is you're only supposed to have your in-out tags on you if you've like officially left for the day. That's not the case here because the mine doesn't close down until closer to nightfall. You're coming up on about like 4 or 5 o'clock, but the mine usually starts closing down about this time. And it takes, a good 20 minutes to walk there from the town.
Okay. So yeah, because I'm trying to paint the map picture in my brain. Or is that the thing right here on Roll20, by the way?
Yes,
That
yeah. So that's the general map of the town.
oh, sweet.
You can see here, I will highlight a few things. The town is basically that blue area.
Okay.
So it's a small town, kind of in between things. Purple is the river, roughly. This is an actual historical map, and I love it.
It's a great map.
And the mine, new mine. All right, so the purple is the river, the
Yeah.
X is the new mine, and the O is the old mine.
Okay. And if you could ping where we are right now,
you would be in the middle of town
in the
here.
middle of town. I mean, my first suggestion, thinking out loud, almost literally, is, well, if we try to figure out who's on his team at the mine, that would make us go really far away. And whoever this is will probably be up in flames by the time we find them. So I'm not sure. Where
We
can
have at
we
least
go?
one name.
True. I mean, Jake, Hank.
There's a
I mean, we
Benny
got
Jenkins as
tags.
Hank's supervisor.
Ooh. I mean,
Yep.
you think maybe he'd have tags? Like, I don't feel
He's
like that.
probably handing
very
out
many-
tags, I would think.
Yeah. So for those of you who know or don't know, the in and out tag system was basically just a little metal tag, kind of like a dog tag, with your name and your employee number on it. And when you're in the mine, you're supposed to hang it on a little board in the supervisor's office, so that they know how many people are down in the mine at any given time.
The supervisor wouldn't have one, would he?
They would if they were off shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not supposed to leave the mine premises if you have your in-out tags. It's actually very odd that they have them.
Mm.
I mean, it does happen, but 2 people with their soul on fire found half an hour away from a work site they're not supposed to leave until nightfall.
It's a pretty big coincidence.
Yeah.
Do we know, does Benny Jenkins live in town?
He does. He is actually one of the he's like one of the more respected people in management, because he used to be a miner. Like, he came up through. He would be referred to as like the foreman. So he'll still occasionally go down in the mines, but mostly he's a logistics guy. He's a guy who's managed to survive like 20 years in very active mining country. So he gets a lot of the privileges of an old man, even though he's in his like mid to late 40s.
I think maybe we go check his place, because that's another name attached to the mine that we know.
Would he be like a family man, and maybe going home would be like a place of comfort?
Yeah, he's got one of the older homes, because he was one of the first people to move to this area. His kids moved out of town a couple of years ago to sort of start their own stuff, but you do know that he has a nice old home sort of out by the river, which is where a lot of the original settlement started.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only like a mile or so away from here.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't trust management.
I look like this.
Yeah, I say we go check on him, and if we don't see it, if we don't find anything with him, then we talk about maybe taking an expedition up into the hills.
Okay.
Yes.
Dig it.
All right, you guys can make your way there. Almost everybody knows where Benny lives. He's always been kind of like a nice guy. He's always been willing to like talk to the kids and sort of play into various games and stuff like that. Which is why it's a little bit alarming, because the closer you get, you realize, like, so Laddie, that smell is getting stronger. And you guys can actually see, when you're maybe about 100 yards away or so, you can see steam coming out of the river nearby.
That's not
Oh
good.
no.
I was going to ask how
Laddie
everyone
will pick up the
approaches.
pace. Laddie's going to pick up the pace toward where we're going, because he's gotten the hint as to where we're going and is puppy dog worried.
Okay.
I will helplessly follow behind as fast as my little legs will carry me.
Okay. You guys can approach, and you sort of like round into the front yard, which faces down towards the river. And you can tell that like no one's been in the house for a little while. But you also see another person in mining coveralls, where their like top half has sort of fallen into the river. You do realize, you remember at that point that like, oh yeah, he was a very avid swimmer. Like that's how he would relax from a long day. He would go for a swim in the river.
In his overalls.
Well,
Good for him.
that's probably new. No, usually, it's a good way to wash off the mine dust, which might have been how he made it 20 years as a miner.
Yeah.
Hard to get black lung if you breathe water.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's not like it was before. There's steam coming off the water, but not like billowing as if the water is boiling. It's more of a like the water is cooling down, but was boiling at one point. And it looks like he fell in sort of the pine needles and was sort of crawling his way towards the water.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
The hat.
He's not actually. And you guys can give me a perception check.
That's just intelligence for us that don't have.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I don't see too good. Oh, I got a 19. I lied.
All right. Success.
Oh, bam.
Okay.
I still notice nothing.
Well, you're in tune with the supernatural world.
I guess.
Seriously,
okay.
that's a dead body. Can you focus?
Those of you who succeeded can kind of see into the water. So the part of him, it's really more like his shoulder and like one of his arms that's actually in the water. The part of him that's not, it has that like ashen cast of the last person that you discovered. The part of him that's in the water is like black stone, like faintly luminescent black stone.
Like glowing coal?
Not glowing, but like you get a little bit closer and like you let the water kind of settle a bit. Yeah, it's coal. It looks like his arm is covered in coal.
Huh.
Now, okay, can I get a closer look? And covered in like it's dirty, or covered in like how I know you can be covered in fur, like it's coming from you?
Yeah, so you take a closer look. You succeeded, so you don't have to roll again. You look closer. It's not, his hand isn't covered. His hand is coal. His hand is like, you sort of like, you scratch a little bit because like with your stuff, if you get a little bit below the skin level, you still are like flesh and blood. You scratch a little bit and you can kind of like, you can dig into the arm a little bit and it's solid coal all the way through. Like really pure coal as well.
Now, I'm not a geologist, but I don't think that's how that works.
No.
No.
It feels a lot like he's got the fire in him, like I got the beast in me. If I'm
What?
speaking truthfully.
Yeah, little bit actually.
I mean, I've always had the beast in me, you guys know that, but there's things I can do sometimes, and there's dirt on you, and then there's dirt in you.
I thought you were just saying like the 1920s version of you're built different. You got a beast in you.
I mean, Laddie here saw me once.
Is that true, Laddie?
It should be noted that Laddie can understand these people and can occasionally make themselves understood. So there's no particular communication barrier with PCs. That usually exists outside. Obviously, he's not going to be doing complex philosophy with them, but
Laddie just doesn't like wasting the energy on Slim. Saoirse, have you seen this before?
I don't know. Have I?
You can make an understanding magic roll. This one is difficulty 6.
Yikes.
Well, hey, drop down, Jesus. It's what?
Dungeon.
Difficulty 6.
Okay, it didn't let me do my push thing.
Oh, okay. So let's see. It dropped it by 2. So yeah, if you wanted to spend 6 points of your intellect, it would get there.
Okay. Do I just change that
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, you can so on your character sheet you can just change the large number. An edge 2. So it'll only cost you 4 points.
Okay.
There you go.
So I go from 21 to 17.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay. So your blood runs a little cold. The only thing, like, so obviously there's still ritual and things like that could possibly do this. The only thing that you know of that's like a local legend is a creature that you've only like heard of in like old stories called an anthracite queen.
A what?
An anthracite queen, or more colloquially, a mine mother.
There we go. That's what it is in the old story. They don't call it no anthracite queen in the old stories.
They are creatures who are able to take the creatures around them and corrupt or change them into something that better serves their purpose, which is usually coal. It's rumored that a lot of the mines in this area of West Virginia were made by them, but until now, you kind of just thought it was an old story. But this is listed as one of their effects is, they can set the souls of humans on fire and quench them in local waters to make the purest coal.
That seems rude.
I mean, other than like as a resource, I mean, like when I ask why, I don't mean like in an ignorant way. I mean because they need it or because they just like it.
Because it's just what they do.
Ooh, that's worse.
They exist to basically work underground and give birth to veins of coal, slowly but surely.
Then they get all mad when we mine it up.
Yep.
Oh, so it's like a bee who gets pissed off at that you take their honey.
Yeah, it could be.
That's our vomit. You leave it alone.
That's right.
Well, I'm just trying to think of motivations. But
yeah, do the old stories say anything about how to find and kill these things?
They didn't list any way to kill them, but they do list them as creatures of the inner dark.
You should just wash your hands and or you'll get turned into a coal monster.
They are almost unique among the creatures of the inner dark, though, in that they're almost 100% physical. Like their effects are spiritual, but they are themselves basically, just they're entirely physical creatures. Like they have a home, they have a lair, they have a locus somewhere that they live and spread from.
Damn it.
Oh, you broke up, Liz. I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I said that out loud. I thought my Zoom closed again
Ah.
Oh, it
because
was.
everybody went really quiet.
I thought you were saying "damn it" for the fact that we learned really shitty information. Like, I thought it was perfect. I was like,
I
I'm
mean,
with you. Oh man, just learned about
that
a
too.
witch.
That too.
Not an anthracite queen. What was it? Anthracite matriarch? What is it called?
Yeah, it was an anthracite queen is the scientific name, but the local legend name is the Mind Mother.
So since we have battled cryptids before, and clearly we're, the ragtag group of people who remember and all that, is there like a little library or something that we have that isn't just these by ear stories?
Yeah. Do we have a redneck Giles?
You
Uh,
Do we
I
have a
redneck
think
guy?
Giles. Oh man.
I think we are the redneck Giles.
Damn it.
So one of your compatriots is a traveling professor.
Okay.
He has maintained a small collection, actually at the schoolhouse, which also doubles as the town library, and it's run by Abigail Parker. So she might have some of these to actually look at and research.
Dope.
Yeah, I think that's our next step. We don't want to go wandering off into the woods to fight this thing if we don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's go there. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know how to read,
Okay.
right? Except Laddie. Laddie, you know how to read?
It would be really funny if the only one who knows how to read is Laddie.
Well, I guess I would know how to read though, because
Yeah.
like spell books and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would definitely know how to read. I mean, I don't think you get to an intellect of 21 without learning
Without
how to
knowing.
read just by
Yeah.
God
accident.
damn. I thought I was smart with the 16.
I can't read. I know that for sure.
That makes sense for that character, yeah.
I mean, Letty has an intellect of 12, so
That
That
dog is four less smart
you
than
and
me.
you and I are even. So I'm gonna say I'm as smart as the dog who ran in and saved someone first.
Okay, yeah, you guys can make your way to the schoolhouse. It's more back towards the center of town. And it's actually fairly large. The town's large enough to have several teachers. It's just Abigail Parker's the one who actually runs the school. And lives on the grounds for the most part. So it's it's think of your old traditional schoolhouse, but it's also got two extra smaller schoolhouses next to it in like a nice little picketed fenced area, sort of on top of one of the hills overlooking the town.
Mm.
And you can see Miss Parker's out there doing her gardening.
Do you think now is a good point to take our quick break in the middle of the stream, or what do you think, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want to take a quick break, we can do that. Call it 5-10 minutes. This is what you guys usually do.
Yeah, usually 5.
Okay.
That's what we aim for anyway.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, we're coming up to the go point. So yeah, this is a good point to pause.
It's about to go.
Okay.
We're all about to get turned into coal, so stick around for that. That too, everybody.
not me. I'm not human. Haha.
Damn, that's not fair.
You still have a soul.
I'm a musician. I'm not human either. All right, we're going on break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Please enjoy these mid-scene ads. And we're back. And now Wiki's the GM. I've got to move us around a little bit.
All right,
Okay.
so you head to
Everyone is safe. Everyone is fine. I go up to the maximum level in this game. Good night.
We're going to the library.
Coal falls. Everyone dies except the dog.
Except the dog. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Wiki to save all of us.
Because I do not want us to end up in the bad spot on the Does the Dog Die website.
Yes, that is not a good website. That's the safest player character choice you can make.
It's a very good website because that way you can stay away from any entertainment in which the dog dies.
Yeah. We need to check that before. Liz and I watch a lot of horror movies to unwind. I think that is a good place for us to start looking before we watch a movie.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I always say, if anything happens to animals, we're done. We're turning it off.
Yeah. Do they only do dogs, or do they do pets? Other pets like cats too?
I think it's animals. I think it started as dogs, but I think it's beloved animals in general now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cats have a rough time in horror movies too.
I'd argue that cats have a rougher time in horror movies because people don't like cats as much as they like dogs.
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say the cat in Pet Cemetery will definitely tell you it had a rough time.
Several rough times. Well, all that to say, we are continuing our spooky one-shots, and we are continuing our journey into the hollers of Appalachia, dealing with the old gods of Appalachia, and our guest GM, Carl. So, Carl, take us away.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys arrive at the schoolhouse. Like I said, it's a trio of nice buildings with a picket fence around it, sort of on the hill overlooking the town. And Abigail Parker seems to be moving around in the garden outside, just doing some trimming and pulling up some of the seasonal vegetables. And she'll look up at one point and see you all coming and say, "Oh, well, evening, friends. What can I do you for?"
Howdy, Abigail. We were wondering if we could browse the bad news section of the little library here.
Ooh. Ooh, something going on?
Maybe. Did you know there's a fire in town today?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, we think that might. Is Abigail on the down low? Like, is she cool? Is she?
Abigail is still subject to the whole the forgetting, which is what you guys have started calling it. But she has one of the more open minds in town. Like she keeps this record and these libraries because she's like, maybe there's something to this. I'll just keep every little bit of literature I can get my hands on.
We're reading up on spontaneous combustion and spontaneous collation.
Anthrification, maybe?
Hey, we are from West Virginia, so.
What collation is happening here?
What in collation?
They're all ashy.
Spontaneous anthracitification.
Look,
nah, they're just ashy.
They people burning up.
Yeah, that sounds like the bad news section. All right. Your professor friend left it in one hell of a mess, but feel free. I was just about to put some stew on if you want.
Oh, I would love some.
All right.
If it's not
Yes,
too much
please.
trouble.
Well, let
That
me go
sounds
ahead
mighty fun.
and get these aubergines in here, and I'll be waiting when you guys are ready. And she'll walk around to like the library section, um, and unlock the 2 or 3 doors between the bad news section and the main part of the library. Again, not a huge place, but the main part of the library, probably like a 20-foot by 20-foot room. Smaller as you go back, but yeah, she has a very respectable little section. And this is where the professor tends to keep his notes. So you've found lots of little drips and drabs here over the years. What would you like to look for?
Stories about identifying mine mothers
Okay.
or mine mother folklore.
Mine mother folklore. All right.
Every time someone says that, I think something else is about to be said.
Okay.
Does she have any like journals and stuff in there, or is it just like her records?
She is a bit of a collector. So she has journals from a lot of the hedge witches who have lived here over the years.
Okay.
It's one of those things where like she's been around for a while, and she is always like the people of the town kind of know a little bit about you. They're never rude to you, but they're always that kind of that heightened polite that somebody is being like a little bit non-genuine. Like they're not doing anything wrong,
Yeah.
but they're just giving off that vibe of like, yeah, like I don't fully trust you. You don't get that around Abigail at all. She greets you
Okay.
like family every time you've come here. And you think she probably, and your mother spoke very highly of her.
Okay.
So she has a bunch of journals of some of the local hedge witches, and really anybody who has gathered things up over the years. She's a particular fan of gathering up like journals of kids that are like left behind when they leave town and things like that. Because she has this kind of overriding belief that the kids see things more clearly than the adults do sometimes.
Okay. Cool.
So, so if you'd like to, you guys can make a research roll. That's an intellect roll. But you do have an asset on this. So it'll by default drop it by 1 level. You're still looking at difficulty 6.
6, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you can spend intellect points to push the roll if you want to as well. This is just going to be a matter of like looking through what's there. Holy crow. Okay.
So
I know how to read.
So if I don't have research necessarily, do I just use intellect or do I use like understanding magic still?
I think you can use understanding magic because like you're looking what what you're looking for, but like it's a matter of like, can you find it? So it'll be a little bit easier for you.
Okay. And then I can spend an effort to roll?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I want to do that.
Nice.
Yay.
All right. So you guys are gonna find 2 different things. Saoirse, you're actually gonna find a journal from that you recognize as in your mother's handwriting.
Oh.
And it's basically like a folkloric journal about all of the creatures that she sort of suspected might be in the area. It's actually one you've never seen before. You remember her referring to it, but you never actually like held it, and it wasn't in her personal effects when she died. But you are able to page through this, and looks like she was sort of piecing together the idea that there might be a mind mother here. And she was suspicious because 2 years ago, or sorry, 3 years ago, the old mine dried up, and then 6 months later, they found a perfect new mine with really rich veins of coal, not 10 miles away.
Yeah, good luck is rather suspicious in these parts.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, you guys have heard the stories constantly. Like, a town like this, if the mine dries up, most people leave. There's other towns to go to. Mining is a very in-demand skill. But this area is, this area is so rich that some of the local companies are, like I said before, are working on getting a railroad line out here, which is a huge investment for Barlow and Locke to do.
So it's important for them to keep their mind.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what you would find, Liz. And Slim, you're looking through. You'll actually find it. You kind of get distracted and start looking at some old song lyrics and things like that from from old folk songs in the local area, and you run across something where it's talking about the mother of mines, and it seems to have several verses about keeping people away, keep them out of the water, and keep them in the sunlight, far from the underground. Sort of piecing that together over a couple of different songs and stories, you think that if you can physically deal with the Mind Mother's body and then take its heart out into the direct sunlight, that will destroy it.
Oh, well, that sounds easier.
And their lairs can be found deep underground near naturally occurring underground rivers.
Okay. And would we say that the mine is close, the new mine is close enough to the river that probably underground it would eventually line up, or would we need to find something closer to the river?
You guys know that there are several bits in the old mine, and there might be in the new mine as well, where there were like tributaries of the river coming from farther up in the mountains. So there's little underground streams, nothing major, but couple feet wide and a couple feet deep, moving through the underground. You'd piece together, that'd probably be enough.
Right.
And Sorsha, you also, you keep reading, you also discover that your mother, she didn't know for sure, but she was theorizing that she was tracking some of the local cryptids and things like that. And she was becoming concerned because they were starting to act in non-traditional ways. She was worried that the Mind Mother, being a creature of the inner dark, was starting to exert control over some of the local creatures.
Well, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was starting to what over the creatures?
Be able to control some of the local supernatural creatures.
I mean,
Gotcha.
is she getting a feel kind of like how when a predator comes in who's just like, I'm the big one here, and then the rest kind of just fade out and let that one come in, or
Some
more?
of that, Some of that, but more along the lines of like some of the creatures that are associated with the inner and outer dark, but are less powerful than the Mind Mother are like, she was starting to put together that things were acting very strangely, like out
Ooh,
of character for what they were. They were taking risks they wouldn't normally do, traveling in areas that they normally don't, that kind of thing.
okay. Worse.
Is there anything about how to safely handle a Mind Mother so we don't get turned into coal if we touch her?
Unfortunately, no.
Real thick oven mitts?
Real um I think Sorsha would be able to put together that it's probably something that is a little bit more ritual than anything else, like setting that up and creating more coal, killing people in that way to create coal would have to be a very intentional thing. It would take a little while. So it
Okay.
wouldn't just be like they'd scratch you and then, oh God, now I'm a coal statue. And she would also put together the idea that like you need a group of 3. Like you could do this to 3 people at a time and it takes a little while. And then you can
Right
turn
on.
them and then that sort of thing. It has to
Well, how
work in
convenient that there are 3 of you.
yeah.
What?
It
I think
works
that
in
dog
groups
is
of
planning
3.
our demise.
Secret agendas.
I mean, it doesn't sound like that Medusa lady who just looks at you and turns you into stone. This feels more like a dark ritual kind of a thing.
Definitely.
Does
But
it
that
say how she
means,
sets our souls on fire? 'Cause, like,
I mean, I don't want to get my soul set on fire, but at least it's not instantaneous. It wasn't instantaneous
Are we
combustion.
sure?
Well, no, you're pretty sure it's a ritual, which my
Well, yeah.
optimism says I'm gonna take it.
The
Yeah.
the ritual doesn't happen in a second, but like the effects could happen in a
Well,
second.
you have raised my optimism and now dashed it upon the rocks. Now I'm back to
I
fearful.
apologize.
We'll be coal again. It'll be fine. We'll be the rocks. So we
Luckily,
just
I know
gotta
how to
drag her ass out in the
throw.
sunlight, and then she'll be dead, right? That sounds doable. Anybody got a winch
Super
and a
easy.
lasso?
Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, super easy. You guys got a rope?
So
Well, I mean, it sounds like we kind of know where to go, vaguely know how to deal with it. Don't let it touch you. Don't let it speak to you. And don't be a part of its ritual. Okay.
Put cotton in your ears, put a bandana
Yeah.
over your eyes. We'll just walk blindly.
The bandana's just so I don't see it happening.
Well, now I guess the question is back for me to do we try to find that third person, the supervisor who we suspect, or just try to go straight to the mine and hope we get there in
Yeah.
time?
We did find the supervisor. He was the guy who was dead in the river who got turned to stone.
Oh, that's fucking right. That's
Yeah.
right. See, it traumatized me so bad I forgot about it. I was hoping he went back in time.
I blacked out. Yeah, I think I reckon let's go do it. Let's do the thing.
Maybe I just don't really want to go fight. Can we go find a fourth person? I bet she would go back for another 3.
If we find a fourth person, then they're on the hook for 6 people. That's so much. That's so many victims.
And Laddie gives you a look that says he is judging you and your lack of bravery.
That dog is judging us, I tell you.
That side eye.
Go up and bite the tree, the mine Medusa then, okay? I don't know what to tell you.
The mind Medusa.
All right,
All right.
let's
I'm gonna
go
use that
find
phrase
her.
from now on. Mind Medusa.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Let's go find a portion of the river that goes into the new mine, so that we have a clear way out and a clear way, where we know this just sort of hangs out.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go in the mine a little bit, play some music, get her to come down and attack us, and then we'll jump her and drag her out into the sunlight.
Okay.
We should
Um,
we should play this song "House of the Rising Sun." I hear it's good.
Love that song. It's cutting
Um,
edge.
all right. So Abigail will wrap up. Abigail will come in with some steaming bowls of soup for you, if you'd like. And Abigail's vegetable stew is pretty famous around these parts. She'll even have one in like a wide, shallow bowl for Laddie. She'll put
I
it
love
down
that.
and like tussle the back of your neck rough. Did you all find what you're looking for?
Sort of.
I mean, yes, we found it. Were we happy about it? No.
Oh, no one's ever happy when they find stuff in the bad section.
Yeah, we are forewarned and forearmed. That is the best we could say.
Well, there you go. Now you've got 4 stewed. Um, so Abigail's stew is actually a cipher. It will give you all a free recovery. So the way this works in this game is every time you take a recovery, you can take a few of them during the day, but it takes longer each time you take one. This one gives you a freebie. So you roll a d6 plus an amount that will be shown on your character sheet, and you can replenish that many points into your pool.
Awesome.
7 points.
Yep. So you can put 7 points back into your pools.
You can't go above your max, though, right?
No.
Okay.
But you can split up the recovery across multiple.
Nice.
Do I need to use that now?
No, I mean, if you're not wounded or you haven't spent any points, it won't do any good. But
Okay.
I'm in that boat.
Okay.
But this stew is damn good.
Otherwise, it's just a delicious bowl of stew.
Plumb fine.
Does it automatically update the sheet?
I don't believe so. I think that's the one thing it doesn't do.
So you have to go in.
Yes, you have to go in.
I'm also just honestly writing mine down on a
That
piece of
also
paper
works.
next to me because I'm like half looking for stuff and then like taking that away to look at the map and
That works.
So it puts the pool back up?
yes.
Yeah, so your current can go up to whatever your maximum is. Yeah, there you go. Yep, exactly.
Whatever the pool is. Okay. Cool.
So, all right.
I saw that and then I saw damage track and I was like, wait, I didn't take any damage.
Yep.
Yet.
That part's
All
coming.
right. Let's see. So you can go, you need to like survey the local areas. So if somebody has swimming or tracking or survival, that would let you look for an underground path into the mines.
Or swimming and tracking.
Okay. So your choice.
Yeah, can I help? I've got survival. Is there a way to do a team check or something like that?
Yeah, so if you are able to help, so like if you have one of the skills called for, you can just say I'm helping this person and you ease their task by 1 as long as you're trained. So you can either make a separate roll and spend your own points, or you can like help Laddie.
I am helping Laddie and trying not to annoy Laddie.
Okay.
Don't annoy the dog.
And you also have scent as well, so.
Yep.
Okay. So this is difficulty 4 to find this, but with Slim's help and your stuff, I think you're looking at a difficulty 1. So
Righty.
Slim's helping
Don't-
big air quotes.
Hey, you were helpful.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, actually. Okay, so it's going to take you a while. Night has fallen. It's going on. It's getting close to midnight at this point, just because of the amount of time you guys have taken. You go back into the woods a little bit and start making your way down to the riverside. You like Laddie, you know a place, but it's a little hard to find. Like the smells have changed a little bit and that sort of thing. But you think you're almost there, and I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
3.
Yes. Yep.
20.
Am I gonna perceive
Nice.
anything today?
I like this game.
Hey,
Yes.
I did! Oh my
Hey.
goodness.
You did.
I never
perceived
roll
the
high
heck out of
anything.
that.
I did.
So you are sort of picking your way through the darkened woods, and you realize you're being paralleled on both sides by 4 large forms.
Good.
You recognize them as, like, you clock them as deer at first, except when you look at them a little bit closer, deer don't have digitigrade legs or 6 eyes or sharp teeth.
They sure don't.
Um,
Not in this county.
not in this county. That's a Burlington thing.
We don't do that around here. Oh, shit.
We're not hip to that jive here.
It looks like they are. So you guys actually had a little bit of an adventure when you first got together dealing with one of these. This is a local legend called a not deer.
Because
Which
it's not deer.
because it's not a deer.
God, I love hillbillies.
Yeah.
Thank God for rednecks. The immortal words of Tallahassee.
They're typically, so they're while their appearance is alarming, they are typically docile. They are carnivorous, but they also will go after plants just like normal deer. But normally, like, one of them will work their way into a herd and just kind of live among the herd, occasionally going out to do its thing and occasionally protecting the herd from predators. These 4 are moving around you and stalking you like wolves.
Wolves are my specialty. Let's go.
Yeah. But every single one of you noticed them. So you are going to get to go ahead and roll initiative. So if you can click on your token and then in your character sheet, roll your initiative.
Is there a difficulty for initiative?
It'll roll and then put you in the initiative order.
Okay. But I don't have to add a difficulty to it.
No.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. I was
It's the
looking
fir- it's
everywhere
my first
except
skill.
skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everyone's first skill.
Ah,
I was just looking everywhere except under skills. I was like, where is it?
Cool. Okay. And
Carl, if I
they
click on
go-
my special abilities, will it tell me what they do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
And
either
I'm sorry. Did we need to put a difficulty on it?
No, there's no difficulty. You guys are good.
Okay.
Initiative
Zeros
is
all around.
yeah. Okay. So you got that, and they go at a 9. So
And
they
I
are
disappeared.
Oh, I have you on there. Hang on. One sec.
I was like, I was on there and then I wasn't.
You're that good.
Whoosh.
Roll20 is a little bit weird with initiative sometimes. Yeah, so they're paralleling you.
Alex, you can click the things on the right next to the letters and it toggles them.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Now quit filling up chat with my nonsense.
No. All right, Sorsha, you are first. They're kind of angling in, and actually, you guys would be walking along the path here. And like I mentioned, things aren't, you're at sort of the edge of the path, moving through a small clearing through the woods, and that's where you manage to spot them kind of in the moonlight.
Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna use my quick bind.
All right.
Because it's to surround a foe of my size or smaller. Oh, they're not smaller than me, so never mind.
Yeah, they're larger.
Um, okay, what's my weapons? I have a knife. Oh, that's great.
You know,
My
magic.
cat around?
You have a knife, and you have the
I
slicing
know.
strand, which is your magic ability.
I have the what?
It's called slicing strand. It's a magical attack.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Can I add poison to that?
Poison?
I'm gonna save it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, yes. If you
Create
stack,
debilitating poison.
yes, if you stack your abilities like that. Yep.
Okay. Let's just try the slicing strand to begin honest. What's the
Okay.
difficulty? 3?
Difficulty on these guys is 3.
Is the difficulty 3?
The difficulty is 3.
Okay. I said submit. Oh
It did.
no. Yeah, I failed.
Okay. All right. So you cut out with your magic ability. What does it actually look like? It's kind of like your basic magical strike.
Yeah,
but
it
you still
failed.
did it. I'm just sort of curious, like what form your magic takes.
Oh. It would, against an enemy, it would probably be red. And it just kind of looks like what we would call a laser. They wouldn't
Okay.
know what that is. Like a very, very thin strand of light that's
Cool.
red,
Okay.
but it completely misses.
Yep. Understood. Stitch.
This is where I'm gonna get a little freaked out, and so like, okay, I hope this doesn't freak you out, guys. Like, and I start like derobing, and I'm gonna shape change.
I'm
Okay.
worried.
And I think I am going to go into a hybrid mountain lion form.
Okay.
Or no, because the mountain lion has the stealth and fast. The large panther then.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the armor ability. And so that would be 3, and then plus an effort. Ooh,
No.
accidentally. That.
And remember, when you're using abilities in this game, if you have edge, you can remove that from the cost of activating them.
Right.
So, for
Okay.
example, as the hedge witch, Liz's stuff, it has an edge of 2. A lot of her spells and spell-like abilities are free for her to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stitch, I reckon you and I got bit by very different kinds of cougars.
Oh, yeah. Yep. First one, then the other.
Okay.
Okay, so just to make sure, it'll be, because B shape is 3 plus intellect, so it'll be 3 plus my effort, which is also 3, then -1 from the edge, so
Correct.
5 total.
So it'll take you 5 to shapeshift. Yep.
Sweet. Math time. Okay, and then I guess that's what I'm doing in this moment. Because that'll
Yeah.
take a time.
Yeah, that's your action for the round.
Okay.
All right, Slim.
Now, am I allowed to move into an action?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mosey over here into the woods a little bit,
All right.
and I'm gonna focus my attention on the knot of deer ahead of me, and I'm gonna just start singing to it.
All right.
I'm just gonna say, "Hear my voice, you knot of deer. I'm not your fucking prey." And I cast Witch. Is that a using magic check?
You cast Bewitch. No,
Oh.
so it as an ability, you just get to use it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I will use that action. While talking or singing, I keep a creature's attention, even if the creature can't understand you, for as long as I do nothing but speak. The other creature takes no actions other than to defend itself. So I'll stop moving once I start singing to it.
Okay. Yeah, you just sort of sit there strumming your Appalachian dulcimer, and that one knot deer just sort of kind of drifting back and forth along with the rhythm.
Me and Steer are having a moment.
Yeah. Laddie.
I am going to. I'm going to use Slip into Shadow.
Okay.
And I would like to become basically just vanish from the sight of all four of them. So that would be 4, but 1 edge, so 3 from my speed.
Okay.
And I will sort of, you will all see me, and then suddenly you won't see me, which is weird because I'm a very big dog.
Yeah. I was gonna say an Irish wolfhound just disappeared out of your peripheral vision.
Just
be afraid.
Disappeared into the wood.
Okay. And let's see. So we got that. All right, the knot deer. Well, they're gonna move in a little bit. Laddie, they're not going to focus on you. They are moving closer, and they look like they're just being a little bit threatening, except for the one behind Stitch is going to be a little bit more aggressive because it doesn't really like what it just saw. So it is going to bite at you.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't roll dice in this game. So it will do 3 points of damage, but you get to react and use a defense if you want to.
I would love to use a speed defense.
Cool. So its difficulty is 3. So so make a normal skill roll. If you succeed on the skill roll, then you'll avoid the damage. If you fail, you'll take the damage to the defense you were trying to protect.
Okay.
So it kind of gets close to you and lunges with its too wide mouth.
Oh, nice. Made it. I think I'm
Nice.
barely met it.
Cool. Yeah, so you manage to dodge out of the way. You don't take any damage from it. And that is its turn. Top of the round, Sorsha.
Okay. So she's gonna try again.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Just do it.
You're gonna do it. You got it this time.
Oh, my brain went to
Oh,
Hey, there you go.
space.
So it will actually do bonus damage because you rolled really high.
Ooh,
So
nice.
17 adds +1 damage to it. So you'll do 5.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, you will lash out with your slicing strand, and it will draw blood. It'll actually stumble back a little bit. It does not look like it liked that very much.
I wouldn't like that either. But
All right, nice. Stitch.
Okay. I will Oh, sweet. Yes, I can pull that out. It's not in the way. I'm going to attack the one that attacked me. So I will use, and since I'm in hybrid form, I've got my natural weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to use effort, nor effort to damage. Bam.
Nice. Okay, you savage that one mightily.
Nice.
You kind of latch onto one of its legs and drive it back a little bit. It sort of hoots and makes an odd, like, trilling sound at you. Slim.
Well, I feel good about my odds. I'm going to use a sudden but unexpected betrayal. Within a round or two of successfully using Bewitch or a similar ability on a target within short range, the first attack I make on that target is eased by 2. So I'm going
Okay.
to pull out my Derringer Pepper Box, and I'm going to put my 2 little shotgun barrels in his brain.
Okay. So you actually will reduce so you're trained in the pepper box, and light weapons ease by 1, which drops
Okay.
it by another difficulty. So technically your difficulty to hit this thing is 0. So the only thing you're rolling for is if you get bonus damage from rolling high.
I wanna be lonesome, won't you die? Bam.
Okay.
I clicked the
So-
wrong thing.
No, you did. You're good.
Okay.
So you do not get bonus damage, but you still manage to hit it with the pepper box, and it sort of will shake itself in surprise and then anger.
Oh,
I'll
I'll smile like I was really expecting that to work.
Oh, it did. You hit it like right in the chest, but it's something the size of a deer, and that was a 22 caliber pepper box.
You know, it's great for mistresses' husbands, not so good for game animals.
It's true. Laddie.
I am going to make a sudden reappearance as I leap out of the darkness.
Okay.
And essentially try to take down the one closest to Sorsha.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm assuming I should roll the fangs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fangs / unarmed.
Yes.
Tooth and claw. Tooth and claw.
Tooth and claw.
All right. So I'm at 3. Do I get anything for the
Yes. So you'll
my
get
sudden reappearance?
Yeah. So it'll get eased by 1 for your sudden reappearance. And I think, if I remember, yeah, okay, yeah, that'll work. So basically, it'll be just difficulty 1 to land a hit on this thing.
Okay, do that. Do I need to declare that I am going to use Gouger now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use Gouger, which will take me down on speed again.
Okay.
Costs.
And what does that do?
So Gouger is if I make an unarmed attack, which I always do.
Mm-hmm.
The attack is hindered, but if I hit, the creature will have trouble seeing for the next hour.
Okay.
And any tasks that rely on sight are, and then it cuts off.
Hindered.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Go ahead and make your roll.
Boom. Boom. What does effort to damage to do? Does that add extra damage if you hit?
Yes, if you hit, you can apply effort directly to damage.
Okay. we'll leave that alone for now.
Okay. Nice. Woo. All right. Laddie reappears, kind of hitting this thing like a cannonball. And will actually wound it so badly that it does not want to engage further. So it is going to withdraw on its round.
I love that for us.
All right. The nut deer. This one will withdraw. You can actually see, like, so you guys are close enough. You can actually see, like, you doing that much damage to it kind of like shakes it free of something. And its eyes, which previously had kind of like a glazed look to them, almost sharpen. And it sort of looks around in confusion and then sort of trots away from the two dangerous animals and obviously powerful witch.
And me.
And you. And you. And me. Sure.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Every army unit needs a musician.
All right. The three remaining ones are going to each try and take a bite at you guys. So I need a defense roll from Sorsha, Stitch, and Slim.
Wait, did I say I was threatening? I lied. Never mind. Don't pay attention. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 9. Or sorry, 3. Target number 9.
9. Difficulty 9.
Difficulty 9.
Dodge this.
Get fucked.
I'm sorry. And where's the defense?
Defense is so if you're trained in a particular type of defense,
speed?
Yeah, so just speed or might, whatever you'd like to use.
Okie dokie. Difficulty was 9, right?
Yep.
Just kidding. No.
Oh no.
Oh.
Can I? No. No.
Okay.
So I need to spend 7.
7?
Can you spend from your pool to succeed on things?
Yeah. How many do I spend?
Oh no. So the way it works is you miss the roll, it's going to do 3 points of damage. But if you have armor, you can knock off however many points of armor you have.
Gotcha.
And that'll go
like
to your.
Is it just like the intellect skill that you can spend from your pool to add or something? I thought that.
Yeah, you could spend effort retroactively, but it costs more. So we did that earlier, but there's no reason to do that. You could, like, because she'd have to burn like 6 points of speed to not get hit by 2 points.
And where's my damage tracked?
So that is literally just your speed pool. So you try to defend with speed. So it's going to like nick you as you try to drive aside. So you'll reduce your speed pool by 3. And then if you have any armor, I think you have 1 point of armor.
Do I? Where is that?
It'll be in the lower right-hand side. You basically are constantly, you have an ability called Wrap, which basically means you like strengthen the air around you with magic.
So speed total is down 4 then?
Should just be 2.
Just 2.
Mm-hmm. Because the deer does 3 damage minus 1. It's 2.
Okay.
Now, Stitch, you dodged out of the way. Not only did you dodge out of the way, but you got a natural 20, which means you can call for something fun.
Yay!
Yay!
So
fun.
You can get a major effect. You can disarm a foe. You can impair a foe. You can knock them down. You can stun them, making it lose its next action. Or you can take that for a +4 damage if you hit with your next attack.
I'm going to go with impair.
Okay. So impair means that all of its stuff is going to be hindered for the rest of the fight, which means the one with the red dot is only difficulty 2 to attack and defend from.
Damn, nice.
All right. That was that. That was their turn. Sorsha.
Okay. So I'm gonna attack the one that bit me.
Okay.
Oh. And we're gonna do the slicing strand again.
So I have enable
Did it do it?
others. It did.
You did.
Yeah.
Same thing. So you will, like, the strand will sort of slice along this thing's flank, and its eyes will clear. It'll shake its head and start withdrawing.
It's like, what did I? No.
So, what were you asking, Wiki?
I have enable others. Is that something that can be used sort of out of turn off combat or inside of combat? Or is it something that when we're actually in combat, you need to declare like on your turn that you're going to do the thing?
You can use it at any point during the turn, but during a round, you only get one use of it.
Okay.
Okay. Stitch.
Okay, I am going to slash at the one close to me again. Oh, I failed this time. Did not roll well.
Stitch is out here biting people.
Yep. Okay.
Conserving my energy.
Slim.
I'm gonna back up and shoot this thing in the head again.
Yes, do it.
So it's like, oh crap.
Yeah. Do you mind, feller? Blam. Difficulty is 2 because I'm trained in this.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. 2 more damage.
Nice. That will hit the deer, and that will actually, like, he will also shake and seem to sort of come to his senses and withdraw from you, particularly because you got 2 more barrels in that pepper box, and so far you've hit him twice.
And there's a dog behind you giving it a look.
Yeah. Yeah, like, so it starts slinking back, and this is the part in the movie where, like, you're like, yeah, you better run, and the camera will, like, move to the side, and Laddie's behind you just going,
That's right. Y'all see that?
Excuse me. All right, Laddie.
Laddie is going to roll his eyes at the humans and run over here and try to help out the kitty cat.
Ding, I'm a kitty cat. And I
All right.
dance, and I dance.
It's been a long time since I've seen that video.
We reference that video like once a day in our house.
So Laddie, again, rolling really, really well. Getting
it lives rent free in my mind.
3 plus 3 damage. That is actually how much health it started with. So, so the other
just like rebounds off of the one and goes, yeah.
So the not deer are going to retreat, except for this one, which is actually killed.
Yeah. You can't eat not deer, can you? Is that bad eating?
I mean, no, it's still venison. It's just, it's a little hard to explain the digitigrade legs and 6 eyes.
Where to get all these eyeballs? You know,
It ate some coal and got mutated.
you don't want to run off from the mines.
Mutations.
Mutated. Okay. So yeah, you guys can you guys pick your way a little bit farther along, and you're able to find an entrance. So there's a small cave network kind of at the edge of the river that Laddie, you've never like traveled up there, but you know that like it smells like the mine up there. So it's very easy for you to kind of pick your way in. You'll go back a little ways. The light will immediately fall off. Do you guys have any light sources or anything?
I have a lantern.
Okay. You have a
That's my
lantern.
different personality.
You also have a you also have hedge magic, so you can do like light and stuff like that.
I could.
That's fair. So yeah, you guys have a little bit of a bullseye lantern as you go back into the mines. This area has mostly been cut by the flow of the creek over years. But it's just barely wide enough for you guys to kind of squeeze through. It is a little bit slow going. I'd like a might test from everybody, and this is just kind of a general like, dealing with the indignity of this as you kind of have to pick your way through. So if you have like climbing, that might help. And if you have like endurance and things like that, that would also help.
For a hedge witch, I don't do much in nature.
Yeah, if I use these characters again, I may actually give her like some survival. She knows about the natural world, but might be missing.
I mean, it's fine. I still make my way through, step where the others are stepping.
Oh, dang. Okay. Or you
It was
could roll a
difficulty
minor.
5.
Difficulty 3.
3, okay. And I do have survival as a skill. Is that something that can help?
Yeah, that would work.
I failed.
I succeed.
Cool. Yeah, everyone.
What's happening?
Ditch. You keep stepping on the cracks. Those will break your mom's back.
Actually, I'm the only one who messed up.
Yeah. So Stitch, you're going to take 3 points of might damage just from the exertion and things like that, kind of working your way through this tunnel.
Got it.
Everybody thinks that's folklore, but my Aunt Linda died that way.
And you can kind of it'll take you guys probably a good like 2 or 3 hours to work your way back into the mine. But you come to an area in the mine. You sort of like come up onto a landing, dust yourself off, wring the water out of your boots, that kind of deal. And you realize that the lantern is catching little bits of, there's the river going, but there's also above it, there's some old there's some old mining cart tracks, as well as what is clearly a well reinforced and supported area. But you can actually look down and you can see kind of in the water, there are like lumps of coal that seem to be new.
Oh dear.
Those are people.
I wonder if Dems is people.
As far as you know, Dems is people.
Oh no.
Can I get close enough to verify that?
Yeah, Dems is people.
Do I want to get close enough to verify that?
Too late.
I'll just sort of tip one over and see the petrified, frozen terror face.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't think God did that.
No, I don't think he had a lot to say about this.
You're sort of picking your way up and sort of getting the lay of the land. And you can hear kind of a grinding noise coming from basically a pillar of stone nearby. And you realize that like if rocks were lungs and could breathe, this is probably a little bit about what that would sound like.
That ain't right.
I don't like that.
That's fucked up.
Y'all, it's the middle of the night, isn't it?
It's like, yeah, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Guys, our plan was to drag her out in the sunlight. Oh, we found her here.
Well, the heart. You have to deal with the physical body, but the heart can be dragged out into the sunlight.
All right.
Well, we got someone here who might be able to make sunlight, but I work best at night.
All right. Well,
Right.
I'm just
I can
gonna
make
take
some
out my dulcimer and I'm just gonna start playing a witch, trying to play a mind mother attracting song.
So go ahead and give me a perception test. Everybody.
Everybody.
I was gonna say, can I use my tiny orb weaver?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you like to use
Okay.
it for?
Just to kind of see what is out there, see if like we're actually getting closer to where we want to go.
Okay. Tiny orb reader. Release the spider into a corner. So this is an augury spider, which is takes the form of a tiny orb weaver inside a thimble. So let's see. It catches thoughts, secrets, and information about the general area up to about a square mile. So you can ask 3 questions pertaining to the area, including all creatures, people, weather, and goings on. So what would you like to ask? And your fellow party members can help you come up with questions if you'd like.
Yeah.
Just think how crazy cool that is.
What?
That orb spy, it's cool. It's a cool.
Yeah, no, I love
Yeah.
I love how they do the ciphers in this game. It's all really cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are we
You'll
still?
probably note that the that Laddie has a ball and a bone for
Yep.
for theirs.
Are we still doing the intellect thing?
Intellect thing?
The perception.
Yeah, the perception.
Oh, yeah, definitely give me a perception check, but you can have used this before then. This will be kind of more in the moment, but yeah, you get your 3 questions.
Okay.
There's some good questions.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Is there a monster nearby?
I was gonna say, like, if we can track the kind of like the monster,
Okay.
like, is there a way to track her, I guess?
Oh yeah. Like, is there a way to like
Detect her
find where?
comings and goings.
Yeah.
Detect her comings and goings.
Yeah.
I would
These are yes or no
say,
questions, are they?
yeah. Are they yes or no questions?
So they are questions that I, the GM, have to answer as straightforwardly and honestly as possible.
Okay. We should
What
also
about-
figure out if there's a way. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's yours. Go ahead.
Oh, that like if there was a monster, what kind of like behaviors did it exhibit that may like cause a distraction, or like a distraction would disrupt it
Like, what would it be interested
from
in?
doing?
Yeah, like its interests.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe its weaknesses.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the sunlight, like we know the sunlight in the heart, but like if it's like a werewolf was.
Yeah, that's kind of the direction I was going with, like the interest and stuff, because if it's going to get mad by certain things, or if it's going to like run away from.
It's like maybe like a way to phrase it is like its aversions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, so the first question was, how can we track it? How can we find it? Is that Okay.
Yep.
So it is in the area. You can track it by listening for its breath or listening for its heartbeat, which is basically it can be found in the coal around it for about a mile.
In the what
Does it have to be
around
the
it?
scariest way possible?
The coal.
Oh,
Oh, in the
You
coal. Okay.
you can listen for the Mind Mother's heartbeat in the coal for about a mile
Can
around
you
its lair.
it's creepy as
can you
shit.
feel it?
Yeah, it's the telltale heart of the coal mine.
You can, yes. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
very much telltale heart, but you have to put your ear up to, anthracite.
But you can't feel it.
You can feel it. You can both hear and feel it, but you have to
Okay.
touch coal
So,
that's nearby where it is. And it'll get like a normal heartbeat,
okay.
it will get stronger the closer you get to it.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm. So that was one.
Do you
What was
want
the
all
second
three
one?
questions?
Yeah, you get to ask all three.
Okay. The second one was kind of phrasing so that it was what are its weaknesses, but like Galen, what'd you say?
I was thinking like aversion, kind of like how vampires have an aversion, not just in a weakness. Like they don't like
Mm-hmm.
uh
Yeah.
crucifixes, but holy water does hurt them. Like you could kind of, in theory, lump them in the same group of, especially in a supernatural lore-ish kind of feel.
Yeah.
But
So
Remy doesn't know that. That's
Yeah.
Galen.
yeah, I know that's fine. Anytime we get like auguries and things like that in games, I always let the whole play group contribute to the questions, assuming that the players have a lot more or that the characters have a lot more awareness of the world than they do. So there is no weaknesses that it would reveal. But what it would reveal is that when three people are alone and isolated underground, it cannot resist trying to claim them.
Oh, good. Well, we brought 3 humans here.
Don't want to use our third magic question on does a dog count as a
No, no.
There are already 3 of you, with or without the dog.
What do you think,
It's
Mind
true.
Mother dog plus a 4 against dogs, Mind Mother?
I'll just
Like,
leave. Okay, bye.
But so
I have
won't
magic. Poof.
it won't be averse to you, but you may be able to bait it into following you somewhere.
Also creepy, but that's nice.
I think if we can get it to come here to the cave mouth, the less distance we have to travel underground, the better off we will be.
So what's the third question?
Well,
Because we already know like how to weaken it slash like defeat it, yes?
Yeah, and how to lure it.
Yeah. So I guess oh, um we should probably figure out like if those were the only 3 that it had done that to and like
yeah.
how many
Yeah.
because people get lost in the Appalachian all the time and so like we want to find those people too.
Yeah.
So
Maybe are there more people in town that are threatening the town?
or just in the general area.
Yeah,
Fuck
because
the
we
county
know
over though.
we do know there's some more people over, and there's some more people because there's bodies in the river. But are there
Yeah,
any more
just
active bodies?
yeah, cuz she did 3 at a time. So
Okay, so what's the question? You're going to ask like how many other people has this happened to?
I think it's more, are there any more flaming potatoes waiting to show up.
Yeah.
Oh, like any other mine mothers?
Any other miners who
No.
are set to start fires somewhere else?
Oh, gotcha.
People who escaped, I guess.
Gotcha. No, so this is there is nobody else who has escaped from the mine mother. These were the first, and they would have been you get back they would have been the 30 they would have been the 33rd, or sorry, 34th, 35th, and 36th person to be affected.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of folks.
Wow.
That's a number of people.
Of this year.
Of this year. There were there were many more before that.
Cool. That's
But
exciting.
there isn't anyone actively.
Yeah. No one is actively
Not anyone
under
to
the
save
ritual.
like we did for.
Yep.
Not like anyone to save like we did Hank. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So yeah,
That's it.
with the perception, you can hear, like I said, stone moving as if it were breathing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you answer what did she like her aversions were?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
Yes.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
she doesn't have any aversions or inherent weaknesses, but she will
Okay.
seek out people underground.
Okay.
Specifically, groups of 3 people trapped underground.
Which we happen to be, which
Yes.
is great and sucks.
Okay.
Good.
Man, what a
Thank you.
specific
My
enemy.
brain.
No worries. No worries. It's getting late. We're rapid. We're on the downward slope here.
Yeah, so we hear the
Like-
heartbeat in the lines.
Yeah. So you guys can hear the walls moving a little bit. And as you get closer, you do realize that there are like lumps underground, roughly people shaped, that are made out of coal. And as you kind of come up out of the river, you can actually see that like the top of the river, it's very slow moving, but it's also rippling in an almost rhythmic pattern. Almost like the heartbeat is being translated through the coal and rippling the surface of the river. And you can hear a grinding noise as if stone on stone as well as a large object stepping free of a stone and making an almost mournful, plaintive, hungry noise.
Don't like that even a little.
Why did I think she was going to be Purdy?
Why did I think she was going to be Birdie?
I don't know, but I would never have assumed that.
If you guys would give me initiative
Because
rolls,
she's mother.
please.
That's probably why.
Because she's
Initiative.
Click on your token and then roll initiative.
yes.
Oh,
Click
right.
on your token.
I know I can't roll for shit on initiative though.
Glad I got an 18 and have no idea what I'm going to do.
Dang. All right.
Come on. I didn't do it.
There it is.
Oh, good. I didn't do anything.
All
Okay.
right.
There it is.
So you can see kind of folding their way out from the walls, like roughly roughly dog-shaped forms made with like stone and coal kind of in combination and kind of glowing with an inner fire. But the large thing that kind of folds itself out from the tower is a good like 12 feet tall, and has a vaguely feminine shape, but it is mostly just large and imposing and covered in like mine dust. You can see at its center, you can see like lava kind of moving throughout it, almost like a heartbeat, like blood moving around a circulatory system. And it is, it seems almost magnetically drawn to the three of you.
Yay.
Of course, she's a dog mom.
So for all of the creatures, the little the coal hounds, which are the stone dogs, those are difficulty 2.
Okay.
The Mind Mother is difficulty 5.
Oh, it's fine.
Realizing I brought a 22 to a lava golem fight.
So that's what we have to roll when.
Yeah, so if you're targeting her or trying to avoid damage from her, that's what you're looking at a difficulty 5. So it's top of the
Okay.
round. Stitch, you get to go first.
Um,
And you are still in your
I
panther
am.
form if you want.
I would love to be. I was thinking of. I was really interested in the constricting ability, and so was thinking like, don't want to like revert and come back, but if I could just like essentially spend those points again to just get some deeper claws, to maybe just switch out the from the armor to the constrict. I know that that's
Sure,
not what
yeah.
it's supposed to do.
No, sure, that's fine. That works. It's a one
Okay.
shot. Everyone's supposed to have fun.
So, yeah, so essentially, like, because, like, normally, like, I looked a little tough, and, like, that will go away, and I just want my fingers to get a little bit bigger and deeper, so that way I can hold on to her.
The shapeshifter becomes alarmingly supple.
Ew, something about that was gross. Something about that description just made me go, ugh.
Hey, this whole entire witch thing has been giving me that feeling, so yeah.
I think it was the phrase alarmingly supple. I think that was what did it.
All right. So what would you like to do beyond that? Or is that going to be your action just to...
Well, if that, I guess that'll be my action to like really do that, and I'll rush up towards Laddie. I will
Okay.
get as close as I can.
Cool. Slim.
Sounds.
Hey, Slim Pickens.
Slim. It is your turn.
Yeah, still don't know what to do. Well, if I don't know what to do, I'll do the dumb thing.
Shoot her. I'm sure that'll work.
Mosey over here, and I'm gonna start singing my song to this lady.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to bewitch her
All right.
with the Mind Mother waltz, because she loves things in threes.
Nice. So the Mind Mother is a boss creature, which means that you would have to pass a intellect check to affect it.
You like me, please don't kill me. Oh, yep. That's a 5 on her for challenging.
Yeah, she's a difficulty 5.
Here we go. That's a 1.
Ooh.
That says GM intrusion. What does that mean?
With a GM intrusion.
Wait a minute.
So that's a fun part. That's a fun part about this game. Critical failures, I get to do something called a GM intrusion, which is a little bit like paying for in like the fate system where you try and complicate things a little bit. The fun part, fun with quotation marks, is if you roll a 1, I don't have to pay you to do it. I just get to do it.
Love that for me.
So that it works. It works really well. It works so well, she's only focused on you until you succeed at an action to break away from her interest.
Yay!
Oh, hey, it's her turn.
Well,
oh, no.
Well, about time for me to be hitting that old dusty trail. Just Midwest goodbye.
So she is going to flow near you, and she's going to like reach her hands out, but she's not actually going to touch you. The dust and stuff that sort of covers her is going to swarm out towards you, wrapping you in a cloud of coal dust.
Somehow Uncle Cletus died.
So this will do 3 points of damage, and if you take damage from it, you will be hindered in your next action.
So that is a speed defense check?
Speed or might, your choice as to what you want to use. But whichever it does, it will affect your it'll affect that pool.
Okay, and because it's damaging, it's 3 difficulty, right? It's 3 damage, it's 3 difficulty?
It's difficulty 5 because the creature is difficulty 5.
Okay, perfect. Oh, Lord. Failure. Oh.
Okay.
I got a 9 total, so how much damage do I take?
Okay, so you take 3 damage to your speed pool, and you take and you're hindered on your next action.
Okay, perfect.
So if the next action you take doesn't require a roll, you can just kind of clear that without worrying. But she seems to be very intrigued by you.
All right, I got her attention, guys. Get her.
And that was just her poking you. She was like, "Ooh, poke."
Yeah.
Y'all do something.
Well, you caught the Medusa's gaze.
My lungs feel like cancer.
Wow.
So the coal hounds on this side of the bridge are going to kind of mirror you guys and kind of like square up against you. The ones on this side are going to try and flank a little bit. So Stitch and Sorsha, I need a defense roll from you.
Bad dogs, I'm your new daddy.
Defense is speed.
Yes. And if it hits, it'll do 2 points of damage.
Is this one
difficulty 3?
Difficulty
Or...
2. They're difficulty 2.
All right. The little pups.
There you go.
I got it.
Okay.
Boom.
I'm the mind father now.
Good God. Whew. Please excuse me. Slim, these ones approach, but they don't like harass you at all. It seems like the Mind Mother wants you to herself.
I'm the mind father.
All right.
The mind.
Laddie.
Okay. This is happening. I'm just gonna run over here and be like, "Bad dog."
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, that was 18.
So it does 6 plus 2. You hit the coal hound, and like you just hit it in the right place. It just falls apart into chunks of stone and coal that fall into the river.
Because, well, I literally just smacked it on its nose because I know I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you did it as a supernaturally reinforced wolfhound, and it's a stone dog.
Yeah.
Sorsha.
I'm gonna target the one closest to me with my slicing strand and just
Okay.
let's do it.
Nice.
And I did it.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That one will power through it and just slice it apart.
Ooh.
Yay! Oh, I keep forgetting to ask. Can I use that recovery now?
Oh yes, feel free.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Top of the round. Stitch.
I will go ahead and hit this one right here. That's next to me. Ooh. Nope. There you go. There's the window. Hit your weapons. 2. Oh. Bam.
Okay.
Oh.
You will just pummel that one. And your now incredibly supple fingers will just like get into its crevices and pull.
Yay. Shapeshifter montage.
Someone has played the shapeshifter in every instance of this I've ever run.
It's because shapeshifters are so much fun.
I had one person, we've had birds. I had one person turn into a fish to find the way into the mine. That was cool.
That's neat.
Okay. So we got Slim, your turn.
Well, I got a lung full of coal dust.
You're in danger.
I'm in a lot of danger. But you know what? I can powder her just as much as she can powder me.
No, you go ahead. You
Does she
powder
count
her
as a
bottom.
living creature?
Yes, he does.
She breathes.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm going to take out my hot powder.
Yep, she has a heartbeat and she breathes. So,
well, I'm going to throw my hot foot powder a short distance away, so the powder disperses in the air, and all living creatures within the immediate area flee in a random direction out of fear for 3 rounds. I'm willing to be included in the all living creatures flee in fear, if it helps.
All right.
I mean, because I think you're attempting to flee in fear anyway.
Yeah, so that's a nice side effect.
Okay.
It's a cipher I have. I don't know.
Yeah, so that will actually cause her to withdraw.
No, you're too spicy.
Her turn, she will actually withdraw, and because it's not the fact that it's like pepper and stuff like that. It's the sympathetic effect of pepper. So the Mind Mother, a creature made out of like stone and coal and like magma, is now understanding what like capsaicin does to the human mind.
I pepper sprayed her with vibes.
Yeah. you pepper sprayed her with vibes. That's a good way of putting it.
She did not like those vibes.
However, the coal hounds are definitely going to go after you.
I'm still your father.
So Slim, I need 2 defense rolls, please.
Maybe I'm not their father, but I am their dad.
And Laddie, a defense roll from you too, please.
Okie dokie.
They're 3 or 4, Carl.
2. They're 2.
2.
Okay, 2. I can do 2. Here we go. Here's the first one. Oh, god damn it.
Okay. GM intrusion. Okay.
And then you said make 2 of them?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, god damn it.
Wow.
Do you have it?
Wow.
Do you have that set to roll 1? Is that what's going on here?
No, because the other thing I rolled 1 on was...
No.
Because that is 3 defense rolls and 3 natural ones.
Oh.
That seems... I mean,
that seems statistically improbable. Correct. No, the first one was an intellect check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Alex is just pulling the bad cards right now.
Alex just being Alex.
Okay. So 2 damage from each of those hits. And I'm going to use the two GM intrusions to say that the Mind Mother is going to shake off the effect of the cipher. So you got her to back off for a round, but she is very quickly clearing her head of it.
And it's probably
ma'am, if you think I'm hurting your dogs, then is the Yeah. Ma'am, if you think I'm hurting your dogs, it is the opposite.
Okay, so
Laddie.
I went to go get a drink. You rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Galen, you
Well,
haven't rolled
no,
quite a lot of games with me. I rolled dice bad.
yeah,
I,
it's
I
true.
rolled dice bad too. The dice for me really want story over lots of successes.
Right? Trauma over success.
Thanks.
The one that tried to hit me is gonna get smacked. Gonna get violently booped in its snoot too.
Yep, the violent snoot booping does its job, and you again sort of throw it into the river. Sorsha.
So I'm gonna move. Wait, where did she? Oh, she moved back. Well, I'm gonna move over the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. Move there. And I'm gonna fire at the dogs over there
Okay.
so that they don't hurt my crooner.
I'm hurting. I don't know how death works, but on a scale of 1 to 12, I'm at 5 for speed.
That will hit.
That's a success.
Yep, and that will slice one up. So Alex, in relation to that, if you're getting worried or you're getting close, one of your pools going to 0 means you're something called inhibited, which is you get a you have a disadvantage on every roll. If you want to, but
It's
you can
just called
keep
being
active.
True.
If you want to heal up, you have a certain number of recovery actions, and they take the amount of time depending on how many you've used. So the first one you use in a day only takes 1 action. The next one is 10 minutes, then I think it's an hour, and then 10 hours.
Okay.
So it's actually a cool way that the game kind of naturally paces health and recovery. All right, that was Sorsha. Top of the round, Stitch.
Well, everybody's going across that bridge, so I guess what I will do is run to, if I can, to the last dog and try to attack that one to get him off of the clearly, shell shocked Slim.
The crooner.
I mean, you're more than just a crooner to me. Just like I'm
Appreciate
more than a railroader.
Yeah. I am bewitched, bothered, and bewildered are the 3 adjectives.
I mean,
hey, somebody should write a song about that.
Bedraggled and bamboozled as well.
right.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you deal with the last coal hound.
Cool.
And then we all turn on her.
Let's see, Slim.
I'm going to stand up, dust myself off, and say, I want a divorce. And I'm going to shoot her in the face with my 22.
Okay.
Mostly as a statement more than anything.
Fair.
Yeah. Hey, take 2 damage.
Cool. She has an armor of 2, so that's just going to bounce off of her.
Like I said,
honestly
statement
think it melts. I think the bullets melt as they reach her, and they just go.
Oh, that's much better. Yeah, they'll like melt, and so the front of her will get splattered with like a small amount of molten lead.
Well, y'all, I've done everything I can do. I think I'm gonna just step back here behind Stitch.
Well, Stitch, you are blocking her way to her favorite person, so she is going to go after you.
I'm just not that into you.
So she'll reach her hand forward to you, Stitch, and the you'll hear like a grinding noise as more of her body kind of moves forward and elongates her talons as she reaches towards you. At the same time, that shaking causes a plume of dust to come off of her, which kind of wraps up together like a snake and shoots towards Sorsha.
No.
So, Sorsha, I need a defense roll from you. If you fail this, you won't take any damage, but you'll be hindered. And Stitch, I need a defense roll from you. If you get hit with this, this will cause 6 points of damage.
Difficulty is 5, correct?
Correct.
And do we use effort for this?
You can if you want to. Yep.
If she wasn't
Okay.
trying to kill us, that would be really cool.
On.
Oh, sorry, babe.
Are you? I don't think you are. After I beat you today and yesterday and the day before.
Okay, Stitch,
Yeah.
you dodge out of the way. Stitch got out. Stitch got out of the way. Your next action is hindered, Sorsha. I will save.
My next action is hindered.
Yes. So the next time you act, you have to basically reduce your capability by 1 level. Laddie.
Well, this is going well. Laddie's just going to throw himself at her chest.
Okay.
And
good boy, Laddie.
Spend.
Nice. You put okay, you put in a bunch for effort.
Yeah.
In there, Laddie.
Wow. Okay, so that's going to cause half of her health and damage.
Nice.
Cool.
Go ahead and describe to me what that looks like, because it is basically a giant coal monster, but like
Laddie kind of is looking around at his humans, and one of his humans looks like he's about to fall face down into the river. His favorite human among them just took a face full of magic that didn't smell right, and his other favorite human that is not quite human right now it doesn't look like he's in a position to, so Laddie just barrels forward and throws his whole entire being just at her chest. So back claws, front claws, teeth, everything, and just kind of goes a little feral.
Okay.
Good dog.
And I would like to have that make the enable others kick in, specifically to Stitch.
Nice. Okay.
Laddie, I'm not even mad. I'm your 3rd favorite human.
You're the one who got magic thrown in the face.
No, Sorsha got magic thrown in her face.
Yeah, he's the one that looks like he's about to fall face down into the river.
Yeah.
Oh.
3rd favorite, least favorite.
I had very different interpretations about everything that just happened.
All right. Damn. Nice. Sorsha.
Well, might as well keep throwing things at her. Okay, so when I click on the slicing strand, my difficulty goes up.
So it's actually neutral because Wiki just used an ability that gave you an advantage. So basically you're back to as you are on the character sheet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my difficulty is still 5 though?
Yeah, difficulty's 5 because that's the difficulty of the creature.
Excuse me. Oh, okay. We're gonna push it.
Push it.
Come on.
Push it real good.
Good.
Apparently, I did not push it real good.
I mean, you just
I think
pushed it.
your husband's dice luck maybe.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Um,
bad.
me
Mhm.
too.
He did a little spell over there.
all right,
Yep.
Stitch.
Okay, so I'm gonna also do some slightly overpowered things that you put on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Press Your Luck. You can automatically succeed on one task without rolling as long as it is not higher than 6, but it comes with a GM intrusion, and I'm okay
Okay.
with that. So I am going to do I want to automatically succeed in attacking with claws, so I can hold.
Okay.
And I will put in extra effort for damage.
Okay.
Let's see, since it succeeded, but I'll need to still do the blah, 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 this on the computer Dora.
Computer.
Computer.
So not effort to roll, but effort to damage.
Yep.
I did not roll a 1 though, but I did get a GM intrusion.
You did not. Well, you automatically succeed though. Like you don't get a GM intrusion. But I've got 2 saved up, so I'm gonna say that. However, that is enough to do the other half of her hit points. So you're grappling. I'm just gonna grab this. So like you hit a couple bits, you grapple and you start, crushing parts of the internals, and like the light kind of fades and pulls back into her chest to the point where there's just like a small ruby that's glowing with like an inner fire and pulsing occasionally. And the whole form will sort of fall over and you'll just rip that ruby out. It's just the size of your fist and roughly in the shape of a heart.
Oh, wow. Well. I mean, well. We got it. I don't know what to tell you.
You can
Just
hear.
You're a heartbreaker,
Still
you
see
know?
there. I am a heartbreaking. Weird.
I'm going to say with the GM intrusion that
Okay.
the violence of the fight and the demise of the Mind Mother is going to collapse the way you came in. So you're going to have to go out through the front entrance of the mine.
Okay.
Fun.
Well, that sounds bad.
That does. Because wait, we came in from Riverside, right?
Yes.
So, oh. Well,
Laddie's gonna bark at you. Arr, arr. He's like, ah. He wants you to give him the ball. And
I
he will
give the ball.
grab it and head off toward he will just start running toward the front of the mine.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, you could smell the outside, so it's not hard to find your way back out.
Okay.
God, I am sorry. I don't know where this is coming from.
Don't die.
I'm trying not to, I assure. So you're able to make your way out of the mine. It's going to require some climbing. It'll take you, a good hour. You're probably looking at like 4 a.m. You can even see kind of off in the distance the very far horizon starting to get a little bit lighter. You kind of come out of the front entrance of the mine, and sort of silhouetted there in the moonlight is a tall, lean man in an absolutely impeccable, incredibly expensive looking suit. And he's looking at a pocket watch and sort of like looks up over it at you guys and goes, "Ah, well, howdy there, folks. It's about time."
Who are you? I don't
Why,
believe we've met.
why don't you call me Mr. Highwater? I have a bit of a business proposition for you. Not many people can acquire one of them. And he points at Laddie, who is holding the glowing ruby in his mouth. May I inquire as to what you intend to do with it?
Put it in the sunlight and burn it.
Well, you could do that. That would be a damn shame, but have you thought about planting it again?
And causing another one to kill 33 more people?
This year?
Well, there's always sacrifices to be made for progress.
Why do you want us to bury it?
To make more. So the profit stand keeps going.
Well, yes, that is true. But it's more of the I'll have no reason to come here if there's no mine.
And frankly, pardon my French, but who gives a damn? Like, why do we care if you bother coming here?
You're right. I haven't given you a good reason. And he'll step forward towards you, reach into his top pocket, and hold out a business card to you. It is jet black and lined with gold in gold lettering.
I'll still be in half panther form, so the whole like clawed hand taking the um, card be a message in itself.
Okay. Give It says you turn it over. It says Harold Highwater, Senior Futures Acquisitions, Barlow and Locke Mining and Railroad Consortium.
It's just about money.
Well, not just money, progress, the future, the expansion of things that will take us farther as a species. But yes, the start of all that is money.
I mean, as long as it's I don't want to speak for everybody. It just seems a little unfair to plant it in our town again, where we could plant it in your town, where it could kill your people.
Perhaps, but then the railroad wouldn't come here. I'm more interested in the railroad coming here than I am to where I came from. There's already a railroad there. But you keep that. I have a feeling things happen in this town more often than others would like. And this may not be the last opportunity you and I have to try and reach an accord.
Someone
And
smarter than me needs to talk.
Uh,
Because I'm about to just
yeah, let's just
argue.
shoot this feller.
While the humans are talking to the railroad man, Laddie's just gonna be like, and just turn and run off into the woods.
Your hound seems to have made the decision for you for now, but
Yeah, I don't speak dog.
we'll talk again. And he'll sort of turn on his heels and just very calmly be walking through the middle of an Appalachian woods that is haunted and covered in cryptids at night. And as he sort of crests the hill and goes back down the pathway, towards the newly being built train station, you realize that he's whistling an old mining tunes, and you can hear him go, 16 tons, and what do I get? Another day older and a deeper in debt. And he will
Peter, don't you come
no, I owe my soul to the company. So
Man, I hate that guy, but I like that song.
and you can hear that kind of winnow off into the distance and kind of be carried away on the wind.
That's our song. That's not for rich people.
Yeah.
That's my purse.
And that's where we'll end. I assume you guys will let the sunlight hit the ruby. The ruby will crumble.
Yeah.
As the first rays of dawn slice through it.
So just in case we ever want to revisit this group of folk and this town, and y'all did let a dog run off with the thing?
That's not our fault.
No.
Do you know what dogs like to do?
Bury them.
You're saying we let a dog. You didn't let anything happen. You just decided to do your own thing.
Love it.
So,
I'm just a dog. What do I know?
And that's the adventure.
I'm just a dog and life is a nightmare.
Yay.
Oh, that was awesome, Carl. Thank you for running for us.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah, thank you for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Had a great time. This is a great system.
Good. Yeah, I really like it. It's got a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of narrative freedom on both sides of the line.
I think that's what I like most about it, is that it's narrative focused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've always had fun with Cypher. It's very good. One of the games at Origins I ran was in Cypher, and I did a retelling of orcs, like good old fashioned fantasy orcs versus Lovecraft monsters.
I almost signed up for that game. That was on my list, but I couldn't get into it.
And I will be more than happy to run it again, just like this. Very fun.
Nice. Cool.
Well,
that was great.
For news around the network, next Wednesday we have another holiday one shot. We'll be playing Goblin Quest, which will be a ton of fun. Wiki, is there Echoes of the Threshold next Tuesday?
There is not.
There is not.
Yesterday was our finale.
Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, we'll be continuing on doing our thing. Otherwise, if you don't know yet, our site sponsor is Norse Foundry. So if you are interested in picking up some new math rocks for yourself, head on over to Norse Foundry and use the code USP Norse, and you get 10% off your order. And the best way to support us is over /Untold Stories Project. You can support us there to get some exclusive content and to help us keep the lights on around here and keep us growing. I'll give everybody a chance to say goodbye, plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here. And I'll start with Liz and we'll save Carl for last. Starting with Liz.
What am I saying? I'm sorry. It cut out.
Just goodbye and plug anything you want to plug.
Plugs.
Cool. Thanks for letting me play my second game in the spooky season, which is my total favorite. If you haven't gone out and enjoyed the fall colors, if you're in the Midwest, you should do that before they all fall to the ground and turn brown. Yeah, just enjoy the cool weather before it gets to the point where we are all wearing sweaters in inside our houses. And I'll pass it to Galen.
Well, I'm not in the Midwest. I'm in the South, where we have no color right now, and it's 80 and hit 90 degrees today. So I am waiting for all of that cold. I know usually you guys plug your ats and everything. I don't do a lot of social media, and I really should. So the only way to get a hold of me is squirrel mail or crow mail. You literally have to tie it to their legs to get it to me. But I will probably be getting some form of social media to join the clubs. But otherwise, have a good time and try other games. Try some fun stuff. Wiki, I gotta pass it. Sorry.
Okay, Carl.
Aggressively waving. That's a mood.
Nice. Well, again, I've been Carl. Thanks for letting me run. This was fun. You guys were a great group. I do a lot of work for and running over on Symphony Entertainment, which please feel free to go over to them. I'm very proud of the work we do over there. It's focused on horror gaming and a lot of other like interesting and indie systems. So we got a great group of people over there who do streaming, and yeah, I hope to come back sometime and run something else spooky for you.
Oh yeah.
Well, we will always have you back, Carl. You're great. We love your show. We love your adventures. Jurassic Park was great last year. This was great.
Yeah, I
You
had
did
a lot of
Aliens the year
fun.
before that too, I think. So
I haven't run
April.
Aliens for you guys.
Okay. You played Power
You have-
Rangers.
I played in Power Rangers, yeah.
That's right. All right. Thank you again, everybody. And until next time, please take care of yourselves. Be good people. Find some time to play a game of your own. And we'll see you.
Stay safe.
Take care.